that. Okay, and I'm going to give it a couple of seconds until I imagine people can hear me, and we're good. I hope I have let enough time pass, but welcome, folks out there in the vastness of the internet, and welcome again to Bag of Giving. Premee, let me know if we're not quite live, and I shouldn't be rambling yet.
You're good. People can hear you.
Even better. That's good. Premee is our designated watching the stream person for tonight. Because I'm going to be doing production and DMing, which is going to be fabulous. So anyway, welcome again to Bag of Giving. I'm Brandon Crilly. I'm one of the co-founders of this little streaming series here on Arb's channel. If this is the first time that you are joining us, or even if you're a long-time viewer of what we do here, Bag of Giving is sort of a scheme between me and my fellow author Mike Underwood to basically bring together friends and people we think are cool out there in Writerland, bring everybody together to play some TTRPG one-shots and have some fun and relax. And also hopefully raise money for charities doing good work. So we're back for our second season, and tonight I'm very, very excited to be playing a one-shot of Humblewood, which I actually have the book for right here. Humblewood, this lovely 5th edition setting from Hit Point Press, who are also Canadian. So I gotta plug some Canadian folks wherever I can. But yeah, so we're gonna be playing some D&D 5e with talking animals and magic and stuff, which is gonna be great. So that's what we're gonna be up to tonight. Every time we do Bag of Giving, again, we're here not just to have fun, but like I said, to support local charities across multiple countries that are doing important work, and you can win prizes for donating to those charities. So we have a whole host of items that were donated by some of our players and friends of the stream. If you go to bagofgiving.com, you can check that out. A donation to any of our spotlighted charities on there gets you entries into the prize wall, so you can win cool stuff. And we do a draw every month once we get some donations, and there's a chance for you to win cool stuff. So we'll scream about that in the chat during the stream, but you can go check that out if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let our lovely players introduce themselves and a little bit about the character that they're going to be playing tonight, and then we're going to dive right into our adventure. And in no particular order, even though I warned her ahead of time, I'm going to start with Premee.
I am being picked on because I'm Canadian. I know that's what's happening here.
100%.
Hi. I'm Premee Mohamed. I am a writer and scientist based out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Very excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much, Brandon, for inviting me. I also am very excited to play Humblewood because I have a novella coming out from Tor.com in a couple of years involving a magical forest and talking animals. Who would have thunk? My character's name is Banthony Crawford. You can call him Tony, and he is he's a pig. He's a feral hog. He used to be a sailor and kind of a bad guy, but now he's living in the forest and trying to stay on the straight and narrow.
Nice, I like it. I swear I had totally forgotten about that book that's coming out in a couple of years. So it's a total fluke, that connection, but I love it. John, can I pick on you next?
Sure.
Beautiful.
I'm John Joseph Adams. I'm an editor working in science fiction and fantasy. I edit Lightspeed magazine and Best American Science Fiction and Fantasy. My blur is on, so you can't really see anything.
We got it.
But Best American Science Fiction and Fantasy, the latest volume came out just recently. But I'm super excited to play D&D. I love everything about D&D. I want to do D&D all the time. Anyway, my character is Naraya Gloomcrest. He's a Sable Luma eloquence bard. He grew up, as an orphan in the underfall of Alderwood, and he had a silver tongue, but he got on the wrong side of the Thieves Guild, and so he ended up getting recruited by them, and he had to do work for them, even though he didn't want to. Then he eventually got away and started looking into his parentage, and it turned out he's not a Sable Luma at all, but a cuckoo changeling. So anyway, he wanted to find out more about that, and also to make amends for his criminal past.
I like it. The mix up and the changeling, I absolutely love. And also, why can't we just D&D all the time, every day? I feel like that.
I don't know.
Like, I love my day job most of the time, but I'd like D&D more. If
we could play D&D all the time, there would be no Lightspeed, folks.
Okay, never. I take it back. Why would you put that out there?
I should have never said that.
No. Who am I picking on next? Curtis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Curtis Chen. Happy to be here. I am an author of science fiction and fantasy, various things. My first novel, which you can still get in some places, is Waypoint Kangaroo. The latest thing that I have published is actually a podcast called Echo Park. Sorry.
There we go.
Echo Park. It's narrated by Harry Shum Jr., put together working with the fine folks at Realm. And you can hear it wherever you get podcasts. And I guess I will break some news here since I just got the contract. I'm going to have a short story in the year's best fantasy collection.
Whoa!
Congrats.
Pretty amazing.
Not bad, dude.
Nice. So happy to be here. I'm also currently querying a novel which has some talking birds in it. Again, total coincidence. My character that I'll be playing today is Manny Meyer. He is a stout Strig cleric, which means he's like an owl. I guess literally an owl. He is a reformed criminal lowlife who found religion in prison, and now he's a cleric, and he's trying to help others who can't help themselves, hopefully with the help of his friends here.
Nice, I like that. Congrats on that story, Sailman. That's awesome. We discovered backstage that most of our characters tonight are reformed lowlives in some capacity, with the exception of the character being played by Darcie. So, Darcie, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, I'm sure my character has no dark pride. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Darcie Little Badger, and I'll give you one guess about what animal I'm playing tonight. In the meantime, while you're all trying to guess that, I did want to share my last book, is Snake Falls to Earth. Actually features a bunch of animal characters, which you can see here hidden in the cover. And also, amusingly, my last comic project was part of this Storyteller Shapeshifter series. So I guess I just love animals. And tonight I'm playing a northern badger fighter who is just like very, very pleased and happy to help this group of wonderful people on their journey to being reformed.
Nice.
And she definitely butts against the stereotype of badgers being explosive in temper, and has absolutely no incidents in her past that might speak to that.
Not at all, I'm sure. Awesome.
Darcie, we're getting a question in chat. Are you playing an
yes.
English badger or an American badger?
Okay, so even though I am playing Taxidea taxus, a North American badger. However, I think in this community there's even honey badgers. So there's all sorts of badgers. She considers her friends and family, but yeah, I've got to say, just like my namesake, mine is from the Americas. A little bit scruffier looking than like the cute little distinctive English badger with the little black stripes, but I love all badgers.
Awesome, I love it.
I feel like a slacker. I should have had an anthology that was themed around talking animals. I mean, I don't know
John,
why I
you
haven't
still
done that.
can, man.
Yeah.
You've got like 2 hours to put one together.
Yeah.
Before the end of this stream.
Totally fine. You got time.
I'm good at multitasking.
Beautiful. Yeah. If I ask John for a role and he's not paying attention, I'll know what he's doing. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna dive in. I will warn the folks at home that I'm pulling double duty tonight, which I think I mentioned at the start, that I'm in addition to DMing, which I'm very excited for, I'm also doing production. So if I miss anything that has gone screwy in the production, scream at me until I pay attention, and then I will fix it. But we should be okay. So like I said, we're playing a Humblewood one shot tonight. So our adventure tonight takes place in the Wood, which is kind of the broad region that was created for Humblewood. And the Wood is, for the most part, this vast area of forest that is inhabited by these various species of animal folk. But we find ourselves in the northernmost reaches of the Wood, kind of off the beaten path, far north of Alderheart, which is one of the largest communities in the Wood. And there's this isolated thicket at the end of what used to be a small trade road heading out to a community, but now is not used very much. But there is still a thriving community out here in a village known as Cedar Hollow. And the four of you have made your way north to Cedar Hollow. You've been adventuring together for some time. You got to know each other, helped each other through some scrapes. You haven't exactly made a name for yourselves yet as traveled adventurers, but you feel like you're on your way. And
Not doing my job as a bard, clearly.
you're trying. Naraya is trying so hard that everyone on the road, and it's just, you need the right person to hear the song, and then you're getting it. Anyway, so you were traveling again north of Alderheart, and you came across a notice asking for help. In this distant community of Cedar Hollow, which actually none of you had heard of before, which is odd because the Wood, even though it's fairly large, everyone kind of knows, like, I've heard of this town over here and this place to the south, and there's this giant tree and there's this burrow, but Cedar Hollow is like, I've never heard of Cedar Hollow. On this notice board, there were actually two notices that you found, one tacked onto the other. The one underneath, the one on the bottom, was like eloquently written in this beautiful curling script, asking for the most able-bodied of adventurers who have no fear and who have stalwart hearts, and please will you come and help our community in need. The time is dire and the need is great, and it kind of went on and on. And with a little drawing of kind of the route to Cedar Hollow. And stamped on top of that was a slightly more tattered note in blocky handwriting, in blocky lettering that just said, Cedar Hollow will pay for muscle. So whichever one appealed to you most, you decide, okay, we'll go scope this out and see what's there. So you head north, again, like I said, to the most northern edge of the Wood, along this trade road. And as you round yet another rolling hill, you finally reach what you assume is Cedar Hollow. Because you see, as the trees on either side of you kind of thin a little bit, down below this hill that you found yourselves on, along this kind of slightly weaving, very, very fragmented and overgrown path, towards what looks like rather quaint farming village. Not a whole lot of buildings that you can see from your vantage point. Just kind of thatched roofed, rectangular structures here and there. Most of them fairly small. A couple of larger ones that you imagine are, community buildings of some sort. And again, it doesn't really strike you as anything all that remarkable, except for two things. One is you see in the distance this magnificent stone temple that just towers over every other building. It's a couple of stories to it, and it looks like immaculately maintained. And you can see even from your far vantage point, a couple of people milling around outside it. And beyond that, towards the edge of the village, stands out even more, is a massive 300-foot blade protruding from the earth, and that is just like stuck right into the ground, towering over everything, casting this wide shadow over all the buildings that make up Cedar Hollow. And that is what you see as you're on that hill. I turn it over to you folks.
So it does seem odd that no one's noticed this before now.
Yeah, don't see that every day. Yeah.
A little bit.
So a blade, a 300-foot blade is protruding from the ground.
Right out of the ground. In the distance.
Okay.
Well, I don't think that indicates necessarily that these people need help. Maybe it's modern art.
Sure.
Yeah, I would be surprised that it's not a bigger tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Actually,
Manny
you know
definitely
what?
has some questions.
Yeah, look, I'm actually interested if Nuriah knows anything about this, seeing as you've got quite a mind for interesting stories.
Well, now I like to make up my own stories for the most part, or go on adventures and then tell stories of those adventures. I don't know that much about what's going on in the world otherwise. You know, never was much for book learning, if you know what I mean. So I can't say I've ever heard of this thing, but what kind of creature you think would wield such a thing? That's got to be pretty big.
Yeah.
Well,
I see y'all are dumb too, so I mean I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm not the only dummy that couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe we
might-
could go into town and see if they know what's what and if their checks won't bounce. Maybe we could have a conversation about helping them.
oh, that's a fine idea, Tony. And you know, if they've been living in this thing for a while, I'm sure they know what put it there.
Hmm.
Gosh, I wonder if it had something to do with their notices, their requirement for help.
maybe their request for muscle is because they want somebody to pull that big old sword out of that temple. Maybe it's just gotten in the way.
Well, I could give it a try, but I don't think I'll be successful.
I hope that we can meet the person that wrote this this pretty written one over here with all the nice script and whatnot, because you know, I ain't got much muscle to speak of.
Yeah, but perhaps they can teach you calligraphy.
And we have
Never
a
really
3-hour
thought much
Right.
about writing my stories down.
It could be a good skill for you.
And we have a 3-hour adventure of learning calligraphy. We're going to turn everything in a direction I wasn't expecting.
Redirect.
Dexterity check. Oh,
You just like pull out one of my feathers and turn it into a quill.
Oh.
Out of character.
Perfect.
Right.
So I'm assuming you make your way down towards town. I'm gonna hopefully it's been a while since I've used Roll20. I'm gonna switch you over. I hope to an image of Cedar Hollow itself. Can you see that?
Oh,
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah, look at that.
hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Excellent.
Oh no, that is a big blade.
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Pretty big.
Yeah. So as so you folks make your way down. So you're south of this. As you head in towards Cedar Hall, and like I said, very surprisingly few buildings. A very small community, and the buildings that remain are all just outside this massive crater, where this blade seems to be sticking out from. And as you start making your way down, you can see again people milling about here and there, just kind of going about their day. Looks to be the most individuals that you see are some corvum, so the rather diminutive crow-like creatures that inhabit this world. Servans, which are kind of deer folk. And you see a few vulpine, who are kind of furry, fox-like sort of creatures as well. Again, all humanoid bipeds. And you look, we're wearing just kind of, relatively simple cotton clothing, well maintained and in a variety of colors. And as you kind of make your way towards towards the edge of town, a couple people kind of glance your way and definitely notice your arrival, but seem at least at first as though they're keeping their distance and choosing not to bother you, at least for now. And then so what you can immediately see is mostly small buildings. There's two, obviously, like there's the temple that I already mentioned. As you get closer into the town, You can see past the temple, kind of between the temple structure and the crater, what looks to be some sort of town square, and set apart from the rest. This kind of rough cobblestone circle that's been set up, and there's a couple looks like local stalls set up around it, and beyond that, again, another slightly larger building. You can see on the map it's the L-shaped one, although it's unclear from a distance what that might be for. So, what would you like to do?
Is there a bar?
Is there a bar?
I like the way you
Tavern.
Right, yeah. Make me just a quick, I'll call it a perception check. First roll of the game. No pressure.
Hey.
Awesome. Okay, what am I rolling? And how
Right.
many?
So sorry. So you need a d20.
Okay. I'm just going to do it in roll 20.
Oh, beautiful. So you should
Yeah.
on I think it's on the left hand side.
So just one?
Yeah, just one. You should if you just click on your perception, it should roll automatically.
Well, I'm just typing into chat.
Oh no.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Great job.
Excellent. A lot of buildings around Premee. Or Anthony. There's a lot of buildings. You don't see
so
anyone.
3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe let's just wander into the town square while I nurse my sudden blinding headache.
Are there people walking by that we could talk to?
Oh yeah. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me accost one that seems friendly, or not, whatever. Who looks like he maybe knows something. Say, hey there, friend. What's the deal with that big old sword over there? We understand you're in need of adventurers. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm Nariah Gloomcrest, and this here's the Trailblazing Troubleshooters, and we here to troubleshoot and trailblaze, and we understand that you might be in need of them services.
The person that you end up speaking to start up is a child, a very small Corvum.
I'm sorry, I mistook you for an adult.
Just blinking up at you, and beak just opens ever so slightly when you're about halfway through what you're saying. Once you're done, just kind of cocks their head slightly to the right and says, "You mean you've never heard of the Guardian? Mommy's never heard of the Guardian." And then across the square, you see slightly larger and broader Corvum who looks like they're stacking candles on this kind of rickety-looking market stall. Doesn't even turn around and says, "I told you to stop making up stories." "Oh, new people." Scurries over and says,
I'll repeat what I just said.
And she says to you, "Oh, we didn't think that anybody was going to come and answer our call, and I'm amazed that you've really never heard of the Guardian?" And she points behind her at the sword.
Well, no, I wandered quite a bit through these woods, but never heard of this town either. Neither did any of my friends here.
Interesting. Well, I know that we've kind of fallen, I guess, out of people's mind's eye for a while, but the Guardian is it's our most important artifact. It's our as far as we're concerned, our protector. If only we knew where it had come from. It's been here since before my grandmother's grandmother was alive. The Guardian's always been here, and has always watched over us.
Now, do you suppose that this Guardian here is protecting you from the eyes of folks outside of your town? Because seems like banditry and whatnot is a real big problem in these parts from time to time, and so if I was a protector, I might try to do the same thing.
Oh, I suppose that's true. I've never thought of that. But that would make sense. We really don't get a lot of visitors. Do you want to buy a candle? You're the first people I've met in 10 years. I set this up just in case. They're lovely candles. I've gotten into the practice of making them. Do you want to buy one? And then I'm happy to show you to who might be able to help you.
Well, sure.
Okay.
How much you want for one of them candles?
Sorry, Manny, go ahead.
Can Manny Manny wants to interrupt for a quick
Please,
second.
yeah.
Yep.
And just say, yeah, those candles look lovely. We'll be right with you, ma'am. And it's gonna pull our team together. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. I'm just gonna say out loud, it's a cult. It's some kind of demon. All right, let's just be ready for whatever. Don't light the candle. Yeah. Light the candle, fine. Don't light it yet, and let's just. All right, let's see what's what, but be prepared. And then they're like, okay, break. Back to you.
Wait. Well, let us huddle up one more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The woman goes,
Oh, sorry. Wait, we're not quite done. Be right there.
I'm sorry. We were all thinking cult now. I was thinking they seemed like lovely people. Are you sure you don't?
Right. Look, you're new at this adventure stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna break it down for you. Mysterious village, no outsiders ever. Some kind of guardian protector, ancient. Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bleeding cult. All right.
Well, I would be willing to bet you that these are just some lovely people in need of help.
Look, I'll
Because
buy
they're
you a
giant
drink if
sword.
I'm wrong, but
All right, you're on.
I'm just saying.
This is not a
Stay
cult.
prepared.
You gotta stop being so suspicious.
Well, now I'm of two minds. On the one hand, I think that what Manny's saying has some real merit. But on the other hand, they might be a cult, but not be a bad cult. Might be that they just have this sort of thing that they worship that isn't necessarily what most people would call religion. And they just show such devotion to it that they get something out of it. And if that's the case, then good for them, I say.
What's your
Yeah,
take
I don't
on
know
this,
about
Tony?
religion. Like, okay, see this scar back here? That was
I
from
do.
an actual snake demon.
Heh.
They
Okay.
ran on in one of these islands. I can't even remember which one. And this one here, yeah, that was from some kind of, I don't even know what. It was like a coral demon. It introduced itself to us. It tried to get us to buy its stuff. It was selling like, I think it called them cell phone charms. I don't know. I couldn't understand its language. The thing is, demons don't always present themselves as demons, and their followers don't always present themselves as demon followers. I'm keeping my guard up, and I'm keeping my blade close at hand. This looks like a box cutter. It's actually a sword.
Well, you're right about that. I don't want to be tangling with any demons, so let's trade carefully.
Okay.
All right now, miss. What was you saying about them candles? Let me get a look at that.
Oh, they're lovely. I make them myself. It's 100% pure beeswax. And although this one has a little bit of lavender in it, that one's actually my favorite. I haven't really decided.
Now let me interrupt you 1 second. You said it was 100% pure beeswax, but it has lavender in it, so it's not really 100% beeswax.
No, I said except for the one that has lavender in it. I caught myself.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
I thought I caught you in a little fib there, but it's okay.
Well, no, I wasn't intending to deceive you. I don't have a lot of practice at this.
I'm just fooling with you. How much you want for that candle? Looks lovely.
Well, I'd be honest. I should have thought of a price. Five copper. And she actually looks down at the child a bit. Like five copper.
How about 1 silver piece? I ain't got any copper with me, but you can just take, or you can give me 2 candles. I don't really care. It's fine.
I'll gladly give you 2 candles for that. That's fabulous. No, thank you so much. I love the look on Curtis's face.
Can we just move this along? Is the expression on Manny's face?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
all right.
lovely.
Well. So can you direct us to whoever is in charge of the efforts to recruit heroes and whatnot? Because we're here to troubleshoot, as I said.
Yes, no, I'd be happy to. I would suggest that you want to talk to Greta, who is the head of our temple. She's probably the most knowledgeable person about the Guardian that we have. Although I know. I thought she was asking for adventurers, but I also know that Willem, who runs the tavern, and she points at that kind of L-shaped building that Tony was like 2 meters from and didn't notice. just points out. I know Willem has been he grumbles quite a bit, and I know he's interested in adventures. So I don't. One of them will probably be able to help you. But if you need anything else, if you need any more candles, or any more, and I'm happy to help in whatever way I can. But thank you so much.
So Naraya will sort of take her hand in both hands and lean forward to give her the nice thank you and say, just thank you so much for all your help. Now, what was your name, darling? I didn't quite catch it.
Oh, it's Betty.
Well, nice to meet you. And I think we better head on over to this temple because I reckon I figured out who wrote which of those notes that we saw on that notice board back there, and I think I like the sound of temple over here.
Right, and as you go to pull away, Betty the Corvum holds on to you for a second longer and says, "Look, you seem like very nice people. If you are going to help out with the troubles we've been having with the Guardian, just be careful when you're walking around at night. I'm sure it's nothing, but I'm hearing a lot of people talking about. People keep saying spirits." Wandering the town, I'm sure it's nothing, but people say they've seen them walking around, and people are starting to talk like it's the creatures that the Guardian slew in the past. It all sounds like ridiculous nonsense, but you may just want to be careful after the sun goes down.
Well, I appreciate the warning. I'll share it with my friends, and we'll definitely take care when we're walking around.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
I think Pan is going to eye Tony a little bit because, the moment the word tavern popped up, she knows her friends.
The thing is, I don't want to stereotype. How do we know that Buddy in the tavern doesn't have beautiful calligraphy? Maybe he used to be a monk, and that Greta in the temple never really learned how to write properly.
You're right. I made an
assumption. Who would pay us more is all I'm saying.
Well, we could divide and conquer. You and Pan could go over onto the tavern, and then me and Manny could go over to the party
already.
Please split the party. Please split the party.
I like the sounds of that because
the buildings are 10 feet apart.
This mountainous castle of muscle. We haven't eaten real well on the road. I could do with some ale and a pie.
I hate to say this, but I think you have a point.
Yeah, we'll volunteer to go case the tavern, and if anything happens, I can protect Pan. I've been in a bar fight or two or three.
You'll be the one doing the protecting. Of course you will.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So Naraya puts his hands on his hips and he's like, "Well, now that you say that, I am a bit peckish, and I don't know. Maybe we should go eat first."
Yeah.
What do you think, Manny?
Manny's gonna say, huddle up real quick. All right, look, I'm good. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say what we're all thinking. It's undead, yeah. So, again, don't light that candle. And I need a drink right now. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the pub.
All right, yeah, let's go get that pub.
Amazing. I could listen. I could already listen to the four of you just for the whole night. So it's
really uncanny how Manny always knows exactly what everyone's thinking. I'm so astounded by his insight. I'm really impressed.
Look, it ain't my first rodeo. It's all I'm saying. Yeah.
I love it. So you step into the tavern, and you see as you step inside, on the left-hand side of the entrance, what immediately catches your eye is this lovely cross-stitched, framed display that proclaims this place to be the Sword in the Hearthstone.
Oh.
And inside the tavern, it's all oak wood paneling, and this incredibly clean, polished wood floor. and you're immediately hit by this mix of the smell of all these different herbs, some of which you don't recognize. That immediately catch your attention, and the smell of roast vegetables in the back. And Tony, being the connoisseur that you are, you're pretty sure this place is making pumpkin spiced mead.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a seasonal treat.
It's very important.
Little surprised to see it this far north, but good for them.
You don't know where it's coming from, but it's here.
I don't know where it's coming from.
And so that'd be
I hope the local bee folk consent to all this harvesting of honey and whatnot. I mean, we got mead being made, we got candles being made out of beeswax. I just hope that somebody has agreed to this trade and all that, because I know them bees. They like their honey and wax and whatnot.
Are the bees in Humblewood also people? Or are they just
not that I've come across. This is sort of like Disney, where some animals are sentient and talk, and some animals are less sentient and don't talk.
Like Goofy owning Pluto.
Like Goofy owning Pluto. It's not quite that twisted, but we're not far off.
Right.
Yeah, as far as you folks are aware, you've actually never come across any sentient insectoid sort of beings, as far as you're aware. But it's a big world. But yeah, so you
live in the humble hive.
Humble hive, yeah. So you smell the mead, and there's not a whole lot of activity in the tavern. You guys have shown up in town at about midday. I mean, partly because of the fact that it looks like Cedar Hollow is not the biggest of villages, but also, being midday, there's maybe like, of the dozen or so tables that you see, maybe like 3 of them are occupied. But again, all, like what little conversation is happening in the tavern, dies down a little bit more. And you see behind the bar, which is kind of this rectangular bar that's in almost in the center, but towards the back a little bit. Standing behind is another Corvum. This one taller than the woman you met outside, and significantly pudgier. He's got this beautiful violet plumage. He's wearing a long white apron over top of his shirt, and he's standing behind the bar, and he perks up, clacks his beak once, and says, "Newcomers." He waves a talon and get over here. Newcomers,
I'll repeat my spiel that I gave earlier. I don't want to waste a bunch of our time saying it again and again.
Say it over and over again. Yeah. Beautiful.
But I will say telepathically to my friends, because I have telepathy.
Nice.
I'll say, "Hey, it's your friend Nariah talking to you in your mind. It's just me. Just wanted to check in, make sure everyone's okay about me calling us the Trailblazing Troubleshooters. It just kind of came up with it in the moment. I know I didn't really talk it through with everybody, but I'm just going to keep saying it until somebody tells me not to. So if you do, you can't respond to me telepathically. This is a one-way street. You can tell me later, but I just wanted to apologize because it just occurred to me. I didn't ask."
No, that's fine. I was going to call us the Rolling Stones, and then somebody in the last town I was in told me not to, but they didn't say why.
I'm sorry.
I like our name.
Are you people the Rolling Stones? I'm sorry. What am I supposed to call you?
Don't call us that.
We're the Trailblazing Troubleshooters.
Trailblazing Troubleshooters. Got it.
But it's still being workshopped. Okay.
It is
but we
being
are
workshopped.
here to help.
And can we get 13 pints of bitter and 6 pork pies?
Yes, and for me some non-alcoholic mead, please.
Yeah, sure.
And for my friend here.
Wait, does your feral hog person eat pork pies?
Oh yeah, he got used to that at sea. Yeah.
Okay.
It's great because they don't call it long pork; they just call it pork.
Oh my goodness!
I love Tony.
Caught me off guard.
Piracy isn't easy, okay? You get tired of fish.
It's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Piracy stuff. Sure. Yeah. No. We can handle that. And so, for the sake of brevity, he takes whatever orders you want and shouts it back. You notice a couple other. There's a lot of Corvums in here. And you notice a couple of Corvums in back and a very, very tall Servan with kind of these stubby little antlers seem to be, they're the ones kind of operating the back. And you just see like this deer head poke out and go, okay, and it ducks back. So they're prepping the stuff. And the bartender says, perfect. So you folks are here to help. Please tell me you saw my note and not Greta's.
Well, which note was yours? We did see two of them.
Well, mine's the note, obviously, that got you people here. I don't understand the confusion. You're here because you've got muscle, right? You're here because you can handle a fight, yes?
Oh,
Well,
certainly.
we do have a bit of muscle with us, that's true. I did appreciate the nice fine calligraphy on that other one, though, so...
Yeah, no, of course. Greta's great. She's got all her stuff figured out. But, look, the important thing is that you're here... You're strong. You know what you're doing, and you're here to stay until you figure this out, right? I don't want anybody who's in this halfway.
Well, I reckon we don't holster our guns until we shot all the trouble that we blazed a trail to get to. I lost track of what I was saying. I'm apologizing now.
We're in it to the bitter end.
Good, because you might have noticed that a lot of our product here has to do with like bees and honey and it's kind of not that we don't get a lot of visitors here anymore, but a lot of what we produce is kind of dependent on our partnership with the bees and so far everything's been going amazingly until about a month ago when all of a sudden go out to the hives, all the bees seem to be disappearing.
Uh-oh.
Not like, we've heard of this, stranger a long time ago was talking about something called colony confusion or some such. We know it's not that. We go out there and the bees are just gone. Makes no sense whatsoever. Other than the fact that if you listen late at night, dead middle of the night, you can hear, and he looks around a little bit and says, I swear you can hear the bees screaming.
Ha!
Right.
Okay, friend, I have to say you really got me with that last bit there. That I wasn't ready for that.
I wish it wasn't true.
I can assure you, coming from a land of many honey badgers, that generally colony collapse does not involve the screaming of bees. This does seem like a more complicated issue. And
So,
I'm just going to
friend,
look at.
yeah. So friend, you just want us to look into this bee situation. You don't have any concerns with your guardian and whatnot.
Why, I mean, our concern, and Greta goes on and on and on and on, and I'm not entirely sure if I believe it, but the concern is that Guardians protected us for so long. It's been here. I mean, Cedar Hollow's been here longer, but the Guardian's been here long enough that it's been watching over us. It's kept away trouble. We haven't had any issues in the village ever since it arrived. Why all of a sudden would it stop now? Why are our bees disappearing? Why are we hearing these screams at night? People don't seem to be sleeping well anymore. We've had people leave, and not like disappear in the middle of the night or anything, but like people have just up and decided, oh yeah, no, I don't think I want to live here anymore, and which we've never had that before. So something clearly is wrong in the town, and I've tried looking. Greta's tried looking. Can't figure out anything. Guardian seems fine, and we just don't have the expertise. And so, hopefully, one of you, I don't know, either the big one, or I don't know if you got any magics or stuff among you. Like one of you might. We just need help. And you see as he starts to tell this more and more, you get the sense that like he hasn't really talked about this out loud with any like in a while, probably with anybody, and you can hear kind of a bit of raggedness getting into his voice, and he's just like we need help. I'll tell you anything you want to know, and just help us, please.
Well, you're in luck, friend, because what you got here is a team of crack, just brilliant scholars of all manner of subjects. We just know about all manners of the arcane. These two over here, they can pick up anything and break it, and then also like tell us all about the history of the thing they just broke. It's a really kind of an astonishing fact to ever witness. And then my man Manny here, he's just like full of wisdom, dropping them every now and then. He comes to you and he's like, I know exactly what everybody's thinking, and he's always right. I don't know how he does it.
That's more hope than I've had in a long time.
I'm being informed in chat that bees aren't slaves. They can just buzz off whenever they like. What's the big deal? Maybe you guys are managing them wrong.
Oh. Well, we treat our bees right. Why don't we treat our bees with all sorts of love and affection?
Bees make choices. Queens make choices. Maybe they just found greener pastures. You don't know.
But maybe they are in trouble. Maybe them bees are in trouble and they need help. I mean, if they screaming, it sounds pretty bad.
Yeah,
but if they're screaming and staying, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe they're watching like a little Beak Street Boys concert in there or something, and they're just yelling because they're so excited.
Well, but also, this is like a strike. Is this a union action?
This could be a union action. Are bees union?
I mean, we haven't talked about benefits, right? They're bees. What do you... Hold on.
I mean, they do tend to think with one mind, so it does kind of make sense that they'd be...
okay, you're not wrong, but I mean, okay, so maybe the bees got scared off by the screaming. I don't know. The point is,
maybe we should go talk to them after I'm done my pie. Maybe we should go have a chat with them.
All right.
Man, we really should have brought our friend the druid who could talk to animals and such.
Yeah, it was too bad we ate him. Yeah.
It's fine.
That was a poor decision in retrospect. That was.
It's gonna be fine. It's all good. Whatever you can do. Feel free. Look at the hives. They're on the other side of the Guardian. Feel free to look at the Guardian. Don't let anybody tell you not to. Just if there's any information, just anything that we can help with. We don't even know where to look. We just know that something is not right here.
Who's the beekeeper? Is there anyone who primarily looks after the bees? Can we go chat to them?
Well, I mean, it used to be Tilda, but then she's one of the people who decided up and leave. So now we've got nobody. I don't know. It was 2 weeks ago now, so we're just kind of hoping for the best. She hadn't trained anybody, so now we gotta.
That was after the bees vanished.
That would be after, yeah.
Okay, because it was before. I would have. Never mind. I think my friends will finish their food and then we should go at least investigate.
So Naraya is going to say telepathically to the friends, hey friends, it's me Naraya talking to you in your mind again. Should I ask this fella for some reward or whatnot? Now, I'm all about trying to make amends for my criminal past that I'm, like I said, making amends for, but if everybody else wants to ask for some kind of reward, we could do that.
I'm all about finding out what the salary range is before the job. Again, I'm also seeing in chat, collective action. Bees seize the means of production.
So if that's the case, we'll be on the side of the bees.
Yeah. If that's this is a very 2022 comment.
Yes, well, my character does inform everyone that there's nothing criminal about asking payment for services, so feel free.
So friend, if we help you with this problem and go investigate and all that, do you have some kind of reward involved in mind? Because, we are going to be putting our lives on the line and such, and while we want to do good in the world, we also do need to eat, and this is kind of how we make our living.
No, I understand that. We treat our bees well. We treat any newcomers who are working for us well as well. We talked about it among the community, and I can offer you 75 gold apiece to sort this out for us, which is ridiculous. It is an absolutely out of game. Is a stupid reward.
Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous. But you guys are level 6, so
yeah. I say telepathically to my friends, Hey friends, it's me Naraya again talking to you in your mind.
That's never gonna get old.
You know, I was about to I was just saying that I'd be willing to do this for free, but when he done offered us 75 gold apiece, it almost seems like we should just leave and never come back. Like that just seems like a downright insult. When you're gonna put money on the table, you gotta put some money on the table. Don't just be talking about it and pretending like you're gonna offer us something. Like I don't know what this guy's talking about.
My friend, my good friend, how much gold do you have in your purse right now?
Well, I got a fair
What do you
bit.
got? Yeah, what do you have? Because I have 13 coppers, 2 pieces of silver, and a couple of coat buttons and a moth. Is this the place to negotiate, my good friend?
What in the world did you spend all your money on?
It's a long story. Remember in that last town we were in?
You don't even have any clothes, basically. You're just walking around with like.
I got my furry vest. Remember that last town we were in when I disappeared for about 11 hours and then came back and didn't really want to talk about it?
Yes.
Well, I still don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, okay.
Don't negotiate with the man. Also, are any of us allergic to bee stings?
Well, that's still to be determined.
Oh my god. Oh, this is going to end badly.
Would we know?
Actually, most of us have some sort of resistance to poison, strangely. Like, all the races in Humblewood are like, oh, poison, we're resistant to that. But
oh, thank god.
All right, well, my friends are excited about your offer, sir, and we're on board.
Excellent. I'll get your meal out as quickly as possible. And yeah, I want you well fed. I want you to feel like you're taken care of. If you need anything else, you just let me know. And thank you, really, for helping us. So he goes and they putter back and bring out I forget how much Tony ordered. I should have written it down, but just this ridiculous amount of drink. Tony, you do notice that the glasses are maybe not quite as full as you would have hoped. Possibly because they're having a little bit of a supply issue.
That's okay, because I'm a former gangster and I'm used to getting my feelings hurt.
Oh.
But I'm not going to say anything because the food is good and it smells good and my friends are eating their food and they look happy and I haven't heard any screaming.
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, that's just because I ain't started singing yet. Well... And then we'll launch into a tune, I guess.
Amazing. I love it. Just as you start to launch into the tune, you hear from outside a loud pop, followed by what almost sounds like a crackling sound. And then there's a couple of seconds of pause, and then a second even louder crack. And then you hear what at first actually sounds like screaming, but you realize very quickly is a couple of voices cheering for something. And you hear Willem at the bar go, "Oh, it's too early. Sorry, that's our resident magician shooting off fireworks again. He's supposed to wait until 5 o'clock. Just ignore him. He'll go away."
Shoots off fireworks every day at 5 o'clock.
Well, he's trying to keep people's spirits up, and I'm sure it's working for the children.
I mean, that sounds like the thing. That sounds like the sort of thing you do if you live in a nice magical place, and this seems like a pretty magical place. I feel like it's almost like the happiest place on earth, and I'm just real excited to be in a place that celebrates every day with fireworks.
Yeah, the fireworks are great. I'll be in the back if anybody needs me. You hear another pop and a crackle and outside. So
I'll try to incorporate it into the song, like it's a rhythm section.
So I actually think Pan might be interested, for purely mature reasons and having a little peek outside to look at the fireworks. So have my character just walk over and look out the door.
Yeah. So you peer outside and you see in the center of this kind of cobblestone town square what looks to be kind of a small wooden wagon that wasn't there before, that's been wheeled into the center of the town square, and standing in front of it is this tall, kind of stoop-shouldered, what's he called? He is a Luma? Yeah, this tall, stoop-shouldered Luma who are
That's what I am.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so same
We're
species.
pigeons and doves.
Yeah, pigeon. Yeah. So same species as Nurai, although this individual is mostly gray feathered, which is a plumage that it is a little less common. He's got these bright blue eyes, and he's wearing this long orange and green patterned robe. And he's got in front of him a fairly small amount of fireworks. And there's 3 children sitting in front of him. The Corvum, who you met before, and 2 Servan. And he's like holding up the what looks to be he's got like maybe 4 fireworks left. And he's holding them up and seems to be pointing at them. And the kids are excitedly like, no, that one. Okay. And you hear he snaps his fingers, and a little burst of flame lights another firework in his hands, and he goes and then lets it go, and it goes spiraling up above the village, and pop, and there's this flash of blue light, and then children go like kids do, and then he continues kind of showing them the next 3. The adults don't seem to be paying much attention that you can see, but the 3 kids are just enthralled.
Do any of the rest of us have telepathy?
Probably
not.
I don't
Okay,
think so.
sorry. So I can just say out loud, does anyone know why he's setting off fireworks at midday?
Well, we could go talk to him and ask. I don't know. It
One
does
of
seem
y'all
a bit
can go
weird.
ask him. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to parse this druid wizard stuff.
Perhaps
Manny.
the children
Manny's
have an
talker.
early bedtime. We should go. We should go ask them.
I want to go look.
Just sets off another
Come
one.
take a look.
Since the barman said he's a wizard, I kind of thought maybe he was the one person in the world I'd ever heard of who had ever learned this spell called pyrotechnics. But he's just using regular fireworks that any person could make.
It's decidedly less fancy than that. So you guys head over to talk to him, or
Yeah.
Yes.
beautiful.
Pam just walks right over and sits cross-legged in front of
Yeah,
the wizard.
I love it. So when you sit down, he's about to set off. By this point, he's kind of worked his way to his last one, and he sees you and perks up and goes, "Well, this is quite the surprise. Would you care to see one last amazing firework, my child?"
Is he talking to us?
Well, he's talking specifically to Pan, but he notes the rest of you. But he kind of stares at you. He's got these tiny little spectacles on the edge of his beak, and now that you're up close, you notice that he's much older Luma, and he's just looks at you at these spectacles. And I have one more, and I swear it is the best one that I've brought today.
Well, it's an honor, grandfather. Please.
Takes a deep breath, and you get the sense that he's putting on a little bit more of a show now that he has a new audience.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a deep breath. Then with a flourish, snaps his fingers, and this one doesn't just shoot up into the sky. It loops around the cart, and then around him, and then around all of you, and then kind of following its own course, skirts up into the sky, heads a little bit towards the Guardian, and then before it gets anywhere close, it bursts into this bright golden and orange and red light, which would probably be 10 times more magnificent at night. But even at midday, you can see the spectacle of it. The children cheer, and he gives a little bow.
I clacked my little nails together, my claws.
Thank you so much. Welcome to our town. It is lovely for you to be here. I'm glad that you were able to take that in. My name is where did I write it down? My apologies. My name is Scalagar Scrimlock. At your service. It is very lovely to meet you. Like I said, welcome. It is I hope that you enjoy our little village. And he turns and starts setting his cart as though he's just about to head back to wherever he came from.
Well, hey there, friend. Why, may I ask, were you setting off the fireworks during the middle of the day instead of at night?
Oh, well, I want to make sure that everyone is awake to see the fireworks, and it doesn't seem wise to set them off late at night when people might be resting. I don't want to disturb tea time or story time or
Well,
second mead time or
well,
third mead time.
question. I have heard some talk about there being unsettling spirits and whatnot wandering about the town at night. Does that have anything to do with it? Have you seen such a thing?
Oh well, no. I'm sure that if there were spirits wandering around, I would have caught wind of it. Although I have heard the screams, the same as everyone else is, and I suspect. Are you folks here? Are you folks here because of Willem or Greta's summons?
Well, indeed we are. I'm.
You're too much.
Well,
Oh, it's a wonder to have such illustrious adventurers as yourselves here. Unfortunately, what Willem told you is true. There's we've had disappearances. We've had we've had troubles lately, and as far as we can determine, it must be some sort of tampering with the Guardian. That's the only thing that makes any sense. And unfortunately, I'm being just a simple hand-wave illusionist as myself. I wish I knew more to be able to help. And again, perhaps if I knew more about the Guardian or knew more about what it might need, I might be able to solve our trouble. But there is definitely something afoot. Although I don't know about spirits. That's just hearsay and whatnot.
real quick, I just wanted to add that after we had our little talk earlier about the name being workshopped still, when I repeated it later now, I would have said that there's an asterisk on the end of that name there, because that asterisk means it's still being discussed amongst our committee. Workshopping, they call it. And then would have went on with the rest of it. And also, I just want to say to everybody, like, if I'm talking too much, let me know. I'm the bard. That's why I'm talking. But if anybody else wants to jump in and I'm just talking too much, please tell me to shut up.
No. I'm enjoying it, but B, you haven't seen how they're workshopping our team name in chat.
Oh my god.
Oh,
boy.
somebody. All right, I'm
Amazing.
gonna go to the chat. I gotta see this.
Everybody is telling us different names, so maybe we'll settle
Yeah, maybe
on a
they'll
different
find one for
at
us,
the
yeah.
end of our adventure.
I love it.
It's gonna
One
pop
never
on.
knows.
Right. So at this point, Manny would like to suggest that maybe we go over to the temple and see what the other person has to say, if there's more to the story that the tavern guy doesn't know. And, not to say that we're going to double dip on any reward, but if the second reward is offered, we're not going to turn it down, right? Like
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
So you let Scrimlock kind of go on his way.
I guess so.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you head over to the temple, and when you step inside, it looks to be just much like the tavern was, just a single rectangular shape inside. You spot right away dozens of candles set up in alcoves and on stone tables and stone benches all over the place. That look very similar to the ones that Nariah bought a little while ago. And again, there's more people here than there were in the taverns. Maybe like 10 or so that kind of scattered about. All either chatting lightly amongst themselves or just sitting with their eyes closed. Everyone facing towards an altar at the back of the chamber, which looks to be mostly like a stylized rendering of a giant longsword. So basically a stylized rendering of the Guardian, but done in stone and kind of set up against the wall. And looks like just kind of regular village folk, except for a woman at the very back, who you figure out very quickly is Greta, and she's a servant, a little on the shorter side for her kind, light brown fur, and these like striking green eyes, and she's wearing. What she's wearing? Yeah, she's wearing just simple brown tunic, and she has these looks like just kind of copper bands, one on each wrist, which is the mark of her station as the if not only priest, then at least the head priest here in Cedar Hollow. And when you folks enter, she hears the door shut behind you, and you watch as the head twists around, not quite owl-like, but
Yeah.
turns and looks at you, and immediately finishes off her prayer, and I was going to say hoofs it. I promise no puns. Hoofs it back towards you, so as not to disturb the other parishioners, and says, "May I help you? You're newcomers to Cedar Hollow, yes?"
Can I'll hold out the lovely calligraphy post that you wrote.
Excellent! You've discovered my note. I'm so glad. I sent out 6 copies of it. I had no idea if it was going to reach any able-bodied adventurers. You've answered our call. Please, how much do you know about our trouble here?
Well, we talked to the barman. He gave us a fair bit of info. We talked to the old wizard feller, and he gave us a little bit of info. We talked to a nice Corvum lady and her boy, and they gave us a little info. Why don't you tell us what you know, and maybe we can, notice if there's any kind of gaps or discrepancies or whatnot, and then we can sort all through it.
Well, we know the reason why we sent out our notice is we know that something must be terribly, terribly wrong with the Guardian. Ever since it landed here, despite the destruction that it caused and the disaster that befell half of the town, we knew afterwards that it was here. Here for our assistance and for our salvation, and we knew that if we stayed within its sight, it would keep us safe, and it has for 200 years. But of late, she describes the same sort of things: the bees disappearing and people leaving town, and the screaming at night. The only explanation that we can think of is that something has happened to the Guardian, either through possibly through just natural means, or dare I say it, through tampering. I hope it isn't that, but we thought that the Guardian was immutable and untouchable and impossible to compromise. But here we are, and I've tried everything that I can to determine what might be wrong, and unfortunately, I can't find a solution, and so this is why I sent out the call. I was hoping that perhaps people more knowledgeable than I can determine what might be wrong with our fair Guardian and in turn the town.
Well, your comrade at the bar seems to believe that muscle is important in this situation. Is there anything that leads you to believe that, or is it just the disappearing bees? I'm afraid that I myself cannot punch disappearing bees.
I don't think many people could, although it certainly seems that you seem very fit and very strong. If I can take your measure, Willem and I disagree a little about how this might be solved. He's convinced that he won't say this out loud, but he's convinced that it's some sort of malevolent spirit, and that the only way to solve our problem is to find said malevolent spirit, and he's a man of few words.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. I've seen no sign of a malevolent spirit. I'm sure that if there was some sort of malevolent spirit here, I would have detected it by now. I'm not without my sense of the divine and the supernatural, but so I don't think that there's anything that needs to be punched. I think that whatever it is, it's the Guardian that needs to be investigated, the Guardian that needs to be focused on. It's certainly not the Guardian that needs to be punched. But Willem let me send out my note, so he must have agreed that that I was going to be the one to take charge and to find somebody, and so I'm glad that you're here.
I mean, I do have to say that we found your note. His note was hammered right on top of yours.
What note?
Sorry?
What do you mean hammered on top? Do you actually show it to her?
Yeah.
Why that?
It was kind of like this. So yours was all over here, and then his was right on top of it, and we kind of had to lift it up and read it, but it's like,
Why
yours is
that
much...
arrogant?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cause inter-town strife now.
Stone-headed, monstrous brute of a Corvum.
Well,
I wish you
Sounds
luck.
like you got some issues to work through, so we'll let you to it.
If you'll excuse me, and she steps back, clomp, clomp, clomp,
Do you
clomp,
have
and
just one more minute
Yes.
Yes,
for
yes.
a very
sorry.
large and handsome pig? We, being adventurers, we're not real big fans of reinventing the wheel, if you know what I mean. Do you mind telling us what you did try already to solve this problem? So that we don't try the same thing and fail the same way. You know how it is.
That's fair. I tried my my various prayers to the Guardian that have always returned, I feel, a response. I inspected the runes on the side of the Guardian itself, to the best of my ability. Unfortunately, my abilities are somewhat simple and straightforward, but I investigated the best that I could. So basically, game mechanics wise, kind of lower level spell stuff is what she's been able to pull off.
Okay, can we ask
Yeah,
where...
no, not to worry.
Go ahead, Curtis.
Can we ask where the bees were being kept in relation to where the Guardian is?
Yeah, so they're on our little map here. If you look at the stand of trees there, that's to the right of the Guardian. They're kind of in that area between the crater and the trees itself. Is where they were being kept.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, I don't suppose that your Guardian provided you with any kind of magical protective trinkets or the like, since we're going to go be wandering into danger on behalf of your town here. Anything you could lend us so that we can be more likely to succeed and help you and help us stay alive? And my man Manny here, he's got ways of bringing people back to life after they're dead. I mean, it's pretty dang amazing, I have to say. But it is a pretty expensive process, so we just prefer not to die in the first place, if you know what I'm saying.
You're anticipating a little bit of the same thing that Willem is anticipating. I understand. Excuse me for one moment. And she goes towards the back of the temple, and you can hear puttering around and trying to keep it as quiet as possible because of the parishioners. And then she quickly comes back and says, the Guardian has never offered us trinkets or idols or anything like that. We simply bask in its presence. But I do have these that I've been holding on for quite some time. I'm sure they're still good, although they were a little dusty. And she hands out 2 regular healing potions.
Okay.
Which maybe of you, so whoever wants to take them can, because of the day.
Okay. I have a couple already I bought, so I mean, if anybody wants to just take them or whatever. Does anybody else have any? I propose Banthony takes them then, because the barbarian is probably going to take a lot of damage.
Wait, what?
Okay, just
I'll take them.
Yeah, so either on your inventory if you want Premee, or you can just kind of write them down.
Okay, maybe I'll just make a
2
note.
potions of healing.
Yeah, 2 potions of healing, and if you want to use them, I can tell you what to roll. Not that I'm saying you're going to end up fighting anything, but
What are the chances?
what are the odds?
This whole thing reminds me of my last job, where they were like, here's the project you're going to be working on, and here are some radiation badges. And they didn't mention that they had expired like 7 years before.
What?
But I got irradiated for like 8 weeks straight.
Oh,
So
Wait, is this
I
real
take the
life?
potions. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is real life. I take the
damn.
potions and I put them in my fuzzy vest and I go like this.
Yay. Unless you, so Greta is still fuming, and so unless you have any other questions for her, she's ready to storm off, and yeah,
Yeah.
so she's out the door. Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Should we go on and check up on the Guardian up close, or check on the bees first?
Well, I would be game to look at those bees. And I suppose if we hear shouting from the tavern, we shouldn't be alarmed.
Yeah, I reckon Greta's gonna run over there and have a word or two with the old barman. Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut.
Perhaps.
All right.
Well, let's head on over to them bees then.
All right. So you make your way over to the bees, which is I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Apiary is where you keep bees. Yes.
Yep.
Good job, Brandon. So you head off towards the apiary, and you see it's a fairly simple setup. They have about a dozen different colonies are set up. Some like kind of the wooden boxy setup that you see often in kind of professional apiaries. But you notice as you're approaching, first of all, obviously nobody is tending to them. Because as Willem mentioned, their one caretaker disappeared recently, or left recently. And the other thing you notice that like as you're approaching, you would expect to hear sound. You hear nothing, no buzzing, no like. And as you kind of step among these apiaries, you realize that all of them are silent.
I'm gonna reach out with my telepathic mind and just try to speak to any creature that is in the vicinity that can hear me in their head and say, "Hey, it's me, Naraya Gloomcrest, talking to you in your mind. I don't know if anybody out there can hear me, but we're here to help if you're out there." Now, they do have to be able to understand my language, so I don't know what language bees speak. I guess I will try birdfolk.
Sure. What's the range on that?
Yeah, the telepathy is 60 feet.
60 feet. Yep, so you cast that out. Moment passes. Another moment passes. Nothing.
Does it look like anyone is tampered with the apiaries? Or
Make me an investigation check there, Manny.
Investigation.
Or actually, I'll investigation or nature. I'll give you, but you'll get different information depending on what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate.
Okay.
Oh look!
Oh boy!
3.
That is the
Wow.
the measure these days.
Two threes in a row
Wow.
on our first 2 rolls. Going great, guys.
Fabulous.
Can I try a nature, because I think Pan is going to just have a look around and see if there's any signs that they've been pollinating the flowers and the other stuff in the area.
Nice. Yeah. Make me a nature check.
All right, let me do this. Pan nature. There we are. Sorry, I'm using this. Roll. All right, I got a 14.
Nice. Yeah, so you do a quick scout around, and you don't see any immediate evidence of like recent pollination. I think it's a little hard to account like to spot the sign of the sign of that based on my understanding of bees. But yeah, so you don't see any immediate sign of that. What you do notice, like as you're kind of looking around, is that catches your eyes. You don't notice rather any sign of any other non-sentient creatures wandering around here. Like you don't see any pressed down blades of grass or paw prints or loose dander or anything that you would expect of even just like something as simple as a squirrel running through.
So like insects as well. There's no ants or
Nothing. No
little critters.
No.
Oh,
Nothing.
well, that's disturbing. Yeah, I'm reporting that. Let's just say I tell everyone
Mhm.
that the entire area seems devoid
Mhm.
of life. Aside from the grass and that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Non
Well, that's
plant
mighty strange. So,
Like,
the hive is just like a regular bee-size hive,
Yeah.
right? It's not like something we can really explore. We all we can do is investigate it. We can't like.
That's true. Yeah, it's not
explore
big
it.
enough to like crawl inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you can just kind of investigate it. Yeah, and Manny pokes at the vicinity, and there's no bees.
Yeah.
do I get anything if I lick it?
It tastes like
Does it taste weird?
I mean.
Like I know what honey tastes like.
Yeah, no, it doesn't taste like honey. It tastes like I don't know that honey can actually go stale. But if honey could go, yeah, it can't. But if honey could go stale, it tastes like that mixed with sawdust.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great.
The next thing I'd like my character to do is pretty much just walk out from that area and see if there comes a point where she does start to see like little ants crawling around the ground. If there seems to be a radius to this effect of
Good
no
thinking.
life.
Good thinking.
Should I roll again for that or?
I'll say for that. Ooh, that's a really. I want to say perception. I will also take survival. I don't. Yeah.
Look for
Dealer's choice.
survival. Probably survival because my perception's negative.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
All right.
about that. When I was looking at your passive perception, I was like, oh no.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty good. 14 plus 2, 16.
That's pretty good, yeah. So it takes you a little bit of time because you're looking very carefully, and you're trying to spot things like ants and whatnot, and so you got to pay close attention. But you figure out that like you walk for, I would say, let's call it 20 meters. 20 meters sounds about right. Which brings you like you're not so. It brings you into the tree line here, and not far into the tree line, but just enough that you can still see your friends out there by the apiary, but the forest, the woods are starting to get dense ahead of you, and that's when you actually hear them first. You can hear something rustling in the leaves above you. You don't get a sense of what it is, but you can definitely hear it. And then the next thing you see is a butterfly. And it coasts towards this beautiful yellow and black butterfly, and it kind of coasts in front of your face and looks like it's going to go past you towards where the apiary is, and then all of a sudden makes an abrupt turn. And other than that sudden movement, it seems totally relaxed. But for a moment there, it's like, oh, nope, and then heads back in towards the forest. And you kind of wander back and forth a little bit, and you realize right away that there is actually an edge to this effect. And there's a bit of a curve to it, and the curve is facing outward, if that makes sense. Like the like the curve is like this, forest is this way, and then where your friends are is this way. If that makes sense, what I'm sketching out. You can just make out the way the curve bends.
Then Panther like shout butterfly, but then explain what has just been observed.
Perfect.
So does it seem like, based on the curve, the center of this thing is going to be near the Guardian?
I mean, yeah, for the sake of brevity, I'll say walking around a little bit. Yeah, you get the sense pretty quickly that there's a radius coming out from the Guardian itself.
Right. I mean, sooner or later,
Well,
we have to go there.
Yeah.
You can only avoid the giant sword for so long.
Yeah. Strange as it
I
may
have
seem,
a
friends, we
plan.
are going to have to investigate that enormous sword that appeared in this town out of nowhere centuries ago. I thought it was going to be totally normal.
Not public art, as it turns out.
Yeah. Sorry,
So,
Anthony. What were you saying?
What's up?
Oh, no, I was just saying, I have a plan for later, which will also save us some money, is let's sleep out here and see if anything happens. And that way also we don't have to pay for a room at the inn. Because I know you guys complain about my snoring, which is completely unfair. But if
Well,
we
I
sleep
like
out
fishing
here,
out in the middle of stars just fine.
I do
yeah.
want to point out they mentioned there were spirits wandering around at night. Also, the wizard didn't want to be out after dark. That's generally a bad sign.
What
Just
do
saying.
wizards know? They're all high on magic all the time. And we're adventurers.
Look,
What's
that's
a
just
spirit
Was he
gonna
much
do?
of a wizard though? I mean, he was using regular fireworks. Wasn't
He
even
was
using
using regular fireworks.
wasn't even using magic for it, you know. So
He
yeah.
still has
maybe he was just an old man.
Look,
Yeah.
we
I
can
consider
talk
any
about that
wizard who still
later.
has his eyebrows not really a practitioner of magic.
While it's still light out, let's go look at this giant sword.
Let's go look at the giant
We have to
sword.
do it at some point.
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Don't you always say that, Tony? And
I
it's
do always
wrong.
say that.
Don't jinx
Nothing
it.
happened last time.
Right neck.
Last
I mean, the
time
time
you lost
before
all
that.
your money.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's just money. We can always make more money.
And how did that happen again?
We don't talk about it.
Remember we had that conversation about
I'm
how we
going
don't
to
bring it up
the
again?
Manny starts walking for the sword, and so I'm just looking at the time. We're at 8:30 EST. Do you want to investigate the sword, and then we'll take a break, or take a break now? Your guys' call.
I'm good to go. I don't know. Up to you guys.
Let's investigate and then break.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Manny, you take the lead. You wander towards the Guardian, and as you get step into this crater that was forged when the Guardian struck into the ground. You see that the ground all around where this where the Guardian became embedded over the past 200 years. Plants had retaken this area, so there's moss and there's vines, also it's intertwined all over the place, and it looks like if anyone has been walking around the crater, which it sounds like Greta has been, and you imagine people do from time to time, it hasn't disturbed much, either deliberately or just because the plant life is so entrenched here. The moss and vines itself, over time, have started to crawl up the sides of the blade as well. They haven't made it all the way to the top. They're maybe about halfway towards where the hilt is. And as you get close, the hilt itself, and both Pan and Tony notice this right away, but it's pretty easy to spot. Looks like the design for kind of a standard longsword style of hilt or size of hilt. But but in terms of the specific markings and the specific shape of the pommel, it doesn't immediately look familiar to any blacksmith or town or culture, whatever that you're familiar with. So, how would you like to investigate?
Manny's just gonna go up and kind of poke at it.
Nice.
Is
It
this a real
feels.
sword?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you give it a little tap. It feels slightly warmer to the touch than you would expect, even for a sword out in the sun. Partway through the afternoon.
And so there's like 4 obelisks around the sword. Is that right?
Yep.
Like we see on the map.
Yeah, and those like the as you pass by the nearest one, they look like they're aged significantly, but they look like markers that were set up at some point after the Guardian landed. And you immediately recognize similar sort of iconography as what you saw in the temple. So it looks like markers that Greta's predecessors set up as like homage or out of respect to the Guardian and to the site.
Right. And then what is this sort of like square between the 2 easternmost obelisks? Is that like stairs going down or something? Or
that.
like I guess right here I could ping it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that thing there. That is very interesting that is there. We'll call that moss.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Manny probably should have done this before touching anything. But how about we do a quick find traps? before anything else happens here.
Okay.
That's fair.
Are you talking about the spell, or are we actually gonna look?
Yeah, no, let's cast a spell.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is that how I do it?
Since when the main tribe within range, there's within the line of sight. Oh, I like that. Okay. Can't put tribe reveals tribe is present.
I mean, we're inside the crater now. We're in.
Yeah, exactly. You notice that the entire crater is lined with traps. No. You actually do not sense any traps within your line of sight.
Okay.
Is the moss covering any runes or anything on the blade? Like, is it obscuring any writing? I'm sure Greta would have noticed. I'm not saying she wouldn't have noticed.
Totally fair. And you can. I won't make you roll for this. You can see that. Yeah, it looks like the moss has started to cover some of the. Look, the runes are along the entire length of the blade, but. Given how long the Guardian has been here and the nature of this growth, it's probably been that way for quite some time. That's not a recent development because you can you can see the runes go all the way basically to where the blade sinks into the earth and probably further.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go eat some moss and think about it. You guys use your big brains.
So where the sword goes into the earth, is it just like tight around the blade and like there's no cracks or crevices like around where the blade just sort of disappears below the earth, or can you see anything if you look?
Oh, fair enough. Make me a investigation check. Investigation or perception? I'm not sure which one that would be.
Well, I'd rather it be perception, but I don't know. It's probably an investigation check.
I think investigation feels more right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Hot damn. All right. There are definitely cracks in the earth around where the Guardian struck. You get the sense that when the Guardian arrived, it didn't materialize. Hence the crater, right? Like it landed with force, and so the cracks look very old. You're also kind of surprised that, with your vast understanding of earth and stonework, apparently, that you're surprised that the cracks haven't smoothed out or weathered or whatever. Like they look like this could have landed here yesterday. Like they're still very fresh. Except, as you're investigating these, you notice here and there what appear to be tool marks, as though someone has been chiseling away at the stone around the cracks and around the edge of the blade. You're not sure why. None of the little digging that's been done looks like small tools. They haven't dug through to anything. But somebody's been poking around here for sure. And you're pretty sure it's been recent.
Okay. And so,
if you have any other specific questions, because you rolled natural 20, I'll give it to you.
Right.
But.
So with that investigation, as I'm assessing everything, does it seem like given that the sword clearly sort of was thrust into the earth, not materialized, does it seem like is there definitely there's no other impressions in the earth around it, so it's not like an enormous creature was holding the sword and fell from a great height and jammed it into the ground. It fell from some great height or was thrust down from some great height and just by itself, and it just punctured the earth and stuck there.
That's what it's like.
Okay. Well, and then the blade, it does seem like the blade goes all the way down into the earth, and it's like the blade continues. It's not broken off, sort of shortly after where we can't see, or I guess I don't know if there's any way I could tell that part.
I would say, I'll say that you can tell for sure that there's more blade in the earth. You can see just enough that you're not sure how far it would go. However, given that the blade has stayed in place like this for 200 years, you suspect that if it's not the complete blade in the earth, there's probably a significant portion of it that's still left, just for the sake of stability.
Right. And so it's like if somebody was like digging at it, there's no way that they could even hope to like make it so that the guardian blade would fall or something, because it's like if it's got a whole long sword underneath there.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And you get the like the tool marks. It doesn't look like that was the intent. It almost you didn't know any better. It looks either very surgical, almost scientific in the way that these scratches are made. Like it's just kind of like just poking and testing and maybe collecting samples. Even is kind of the impression you get.
Well, we might need to find whoever's been doing this investigating over here. Can't quite make sense of what they were doing.
And I think for now we should also inform our benefactors that as long as the hives are within this radius, there will be no bees. Of course, that's like putting a Band-Aid over a greatsword wound.
So if we suggested that they move the hives to outside that radius, do we get our reward?
The important.
I mean, you can go and ask them if you want.
I'm not saying that we're like management consultants. I'm just saying part of the job has been done. We could probably invoice for part of the job.
Yeah.
Yes, my fear is that this radius will be expanding since it did not exist not too far back in time. You know, the good thing would be to finish our job completely and then ask for the reward.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, I was standing in it and all my fleas are gone. They all jumped off. Isn't that weird?
Oh my gosh, would that actually happen?
Did they jump onto you guys? Oh man, I've never been so non-itchy.
No, they are
Well,
gone.
that's a nice side effect of what's probably a terrible, unpleasant situation overall.
Hey now, Tony, you have how many fleas?
I wasn't counting them. We never did an official census. We're not really friends.
Put my bedroll next to yours.
Yeah, because we're buddies.
Well, I guess now we share everything, don't we?
Sure do.
Could we move the apiary outside that radius, as we understand it, and just see if the bees come back, and then we.
That's easy enough to do.
Okay.
Hey, look, we fixed it.
Do you want to do that now?
I mean, Manny will suggest that. It's like, we could just move these ourselves,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's only a few of them.
Then what happens?
Yeah, so for the sake of brevity, you start picking them up, and again, you attract a little bit of like a couple people in town notice you doing this, and you just kind of wave to adventure or work or whatever, and so you move them outside of what Pan figured out was the radius, plop them down.
It's okay, we're contractors. Nobody ever asks you what you're doing if you're wearing like a hard hat and have a clipboard.
Yeah, no, you can get away with a lot. Not that I know that from personal experience.
So I imagine it might take a while for the bees to find their way back, depending on where they went off to.
Once we move the hives, I'll cast Minor Illusion on one of the hives to make it seem like it's a hive. Hey now, bees, look at this. This hive is just like the most happening place you ever want to be. Just come on back, get in these hives, you have a good time. Hey Manny, I know you said not to burn them candles, but them candles, she said, was made out of 100% beeswax. What if we burned the candle, and they'd be like, hey, our hive's on fire, we should go check it out and go do something about it. I guess they would just probably run. Bees can't put out fires. But, I don't know. Is that something we should try?
Oh, maybe in your eye you should imitate their queen.
Yeah, somebody sound royal. Manny, put on a posh accent. Sound fancy. Talk about corgis. I don't know. Ew, their little legs.
Just go like this.
This is how I assume a bee queen sounds. I don't know. I'm a hog. I've never talked to a bee.
A little more
I
time
tried talking
passes.
to the bees, and they
No
didn't talk
immediate
back.
sign of any bees.
All right. I mean, I guess we can go do something else in the meantime.
a good
How
idea.
late in the day is it at this point?
Given how long it would have taken you to move those bees, and you spent some time investigating the sword, we'll say 4 or 5 o'clock. It's getting probably close to 5, and we'll say it's the time of year where the sun is. It's not it's not winter, but the sun is already starting to dip towards the horizon, so it's getting into evening for sure.
Yeah. Well, should we
Can
go
any
grab
of
a
us
bite to
do
eat?
one
and
of
then,
those
yeah.
butt-wiggling bee dances to attract the bees?
Yeah, who has the highest dance skill of the bard?
Oh, it's me.
Do, we,
Oh,
do any
I
of us
got
have
it.
any dance skills?
I
I mean,
have
if you're
no
doing
dance.
it, make me a performance check.
23.
Oh my god, you make the most elegant, magical, poignant bee dance anyone has ever seen. No one, I think, thought it was possible for Aluma to purely capture the identity of what it means to be a bee in all sections of its life. The judges from So You Think You Can Dance would be weeping. And yet, you see no bees.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work out like we hoped, but Tony,
That
I
was
really.
beautiful, though.
Oh, thank you. And
I'm brushing a little tear off of my furry cheek.
Yeah.
You
mean,
hear
I-
soft
if that was in a town,
clapping.
I would have thrown some coins at you.
I owe it all to you, Tony. I mean, I would never would have even tried it if you hadn't suggested it, and I feel like I really pulled off a miracle of artistry, if it were. It's something I'm going to remember forever, I think. So I'm just real glad we did it. Too bad the bees didn't see it.
Yeah, shame about that. There's no accounting for taste, buddy. There's no accounting for taste.
All right, well, I guess let's buzz on back to town and maybe get some dinner, and then it's going to be time for the spirit hour, I reckon.
All right, so as you head back, Willem is perfectly happy to ply you with a little more food. Definitely wants to know if you made any progress. I don't know what you want to tell him, but he's heard about you moving the apiaries, and so he's okay. Well, if there's anything else that you need, let me know. And it doesn't take a little bit more time passes, and night falls. Where would you like to set up? What would you like to do?
Should we head on back to the Guardian crater there and set up camp there? See what's going on.
Sure.
My
I
character
think
would
that's a
suggest
super good idea.
like setting up camp right outside of that scary part of the perimeter, so they can still kind of see what's going on, but maybe not
Come
be
on.
vaporized.
We're the scariest things in the forest. We're adventurers. Also,
Yeah.
again, chat would like us to know, my milkshake brings no one to the yard.
Oh,
Wow,
thank you, Chad.
Wow.
Probably because I'm lactose intolerant. It's a condition I've
That's
been-
okay. We appreciated your dance.
Amazing.
I think we should sleep out here and be the scary things and see what else shows up. Everyone here is afraid of the night. That means nobody sees what's going on. We could see what's going on. I just need some more ale.
Makes sense.
Make a
They're afraid of the
convincing
night.
case.
Wait till they get a load of us.
All right. So you folks set up along just outside the radius there, and
Maybe right on that square of moss.
right on that square. Oh,
Inexplicably- No.
yeah, I mean, you could. Feel
It'll
free.
be-
It's already marked on the map.
It is. It really is. You totally could if you wanted. But no. So
We'll do what they said.
Okay, so you set up just outside, and so you guys just waiting to see what happens through the night, or keeping a lookout, or both.
I mean, yeah, definitely a lookout, I think. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if we need to take shifts, or I guess it depends on how late it goes into the night. But
Okay. Well, I'll say to start off, let's have everybody make me a perception check, which I'm sure will go great.
What?
Oof.
Do I
I
just
don't
roll
see
a
anything.
1d20?
Yeah, just 1d20.
Or-
Wow.
Seriously,
Okay, one sec.
it's not Manny's day.
Oh boy.
How are you rolling nothing but threes, Premee?
I think the important thing is that Tony is going around apparently with his hat pulled real down low over his eyes.
That is the lowest collection of perception rolls I think I have
Yeah.
ever seen.
No, moving all those
Pretty
beehives
terrible.
to
This is why I'm
Wilders
not
that we
usually allowed to
fought.
come up with the plans.
I wasted my
Wow.
my good roll on that performance check that
Yeah.
nobody saw.
Holy crap. So you're sitting there, you keep an eye on things. The village gets quiet behind you again. People tend to have started to turn in early. And round about, say, 8:30, so it's still kind of early. You hear this it starts off very soft. You hear what at first you think is just the wind. Then it picks up a little louder and you realize it's not the wind, it's voices. And then it picks up a little louder and you realize that it's not voices, it's this low, not quite murmuring, it's this low wail that has picked up. At first you think it's coming from in front of you, and then you realize it's all around you, and then it circles around, and you're having trouble figuring out what direction it's coming from, but it is omnipresent, this constant wail, and it is getting louder. And I think that is a good time to take a break, because we should really do that.
Yeah, luckily I can't perceive any of this.
You're already snoring.
It's
I'm
totally
probably
fine.
asleep.
Probably asleep.
Yeah.
So we'll do
Dice.
we'll do maybe just a quick 5-minute break.
Yeah, I
And-
think Narai
Yeah,
entered
that works for me.
a strange fugue state or something. He just completely like
Yeah.
rolled a natural one on his perceptions.
Yeah, no
He doesn't
kidding.
know what's going
Yeah.
on.
So what I'll do is I'll transition us to we have a break screen, so we won't be no one will see us, and I will mute us, and we will come back in 5 minutes. And yeah, you folks at home also make sure to stretch and get water and whatnot. So we'll see you back here in 5.
Yeah.
Right. with an animal familiar.
I mean, he's an animal, so technically he says he belongs in Humblewood.
Yeah, fair.
But that suggests to me that he would be like predating on some of you guys.
Oh, someone in chat says we can't hear Brandon.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
Huh,
that's
weird.
the delay.
Nope, that was my fault.
Oh,
I thought I had hit the button, and I had not hit the button. Thank you, chat, for having my back.
you don't need to hear the DM guys, right?
Yeah, as long as you guys can hear me. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'll repeat again. Welcome to Fiasco, Premee's cat, as well as welcome to all of you, and we're back diving in. Yeah, so you folks are situated just outside the Guardian. You hear wailing all around you. You're not entirely sure what direction it's coming from. What would you like to do?
Is quietly panic an option?
100%.
Okay, well then I'm quietly panicking if I'm awake. I might not be awake.
Oh, you're all
perception
awake.
is really low.
There's no sleeping through this.
Mm-hmm.
My character
guys-
is getting that
What's
great
that?
sword. I'm just
Okay. Beautiful.
I position myself behind Pan as much as I can,
Aw.
Nice.
and maybe get Manny on one side and Pan on the other. Like get the two armored people, like and then
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
position, like kind of push Tony forward a little bit so that
Yeah.
he can go run up and do the danger thing.
Yeah, so I'm standing in front of you guys, armed with my sword in my pajamas, because I insist on changing into my pajamas every night, no matter what we're doing.
Now I know this is very important, but what do these pajamas look like?
They're blue and white stripes,
Okay.
and there's like a jacket portion with two little like breast pockets, and then there's like some baggy pants.
Mm-hmm.
And fuzzy socks for my hooves, and at the back there's a little heart-shaped opening that my tail goes through.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, you strike a very intimidating presence.
I also have a nightcap.
Mm.
How long is the nightcap?
Yeah.
It goes down to like the back of my knees.
Okay.
Tony, I feel like you should wear this all the time. I mean, this is a really good look.
Yeah, I would. It's just the women in all these towns we go to, they keep throwing themselves at me. I don't want them to hurt themselves. You know how it is. The ladies
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
themselves at a barge. Oh wait, that's never happened, has it?
Mm.
We gotta
Harsh.
work on your songwriting.
Harsh.
Anyways,
Yeah,
is anyone else hearing this kind of noise?
And actually, in fact, it started to get loud enough that you can barely hear, as you're having that conversation, you're actually having trouble hearing each other, even though you're right next to each other.
Yeah, Tony's. I mean, my character is probably glad that she didn't hear what Tony just said. I was just saying, but she's basically like looking around side to side because the problem with being surrounded by noise is you don't know where to strike.
That's great.
Can we see anything? Is there a moon tonight? Do we have a fire?
So the moon is out.
Okay.
How cloud? I have a dice for this. How cloudy is it? Oh, it's beautiful. Actually, I do. I've got a little weather die, which I hardly ever get a chance to use. So it barely a cloud in the sky. There's enough of a moon that gives you a bunch of light to see by, and you don't immediately see anything. Because I'm a generous DM, I'll give you another perception check to specifically see.
Tony.
No problem. No problem. I got
Specifically,
this. I got
Tony.
this.
It's
Yep.
gonna be great.
Hey, there you go.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Do you have
all I
any
needed
bonus?
was a good night's sleep. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you have a bonus to your
Um,
perception or no?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't have your character sheet immediately in front of me. Let me see.
Well, I have my character sheet immediately in front of me, but I don't know what I'm looking for.
oh,
I
shoot.
don't play this. I'm
The
sorry.
number next to persuasion or perception.
Perception. You have a +2.
Oh.
Oh, good job, team.
There we go. Sorry, that's
Okay,
my
well,
fault
then
from before.
+2.
I thought you were rolling from Roll20. That's my fault. Yeah, so you should be.
I haven't
should be
actually
having a
figured out
+2.
how to do that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That is 100% my fault. So your rolls were all low enough that it didn't matter before. But
Yeah, true.
sorry, but yeah. So with a 19, then You, as you're peering around through the moonlight and this wailing is starting to get louder, you notice a couple of things. First thing that you notice is that your nightcap and your lovely pajamas are not being disturbed by any wind whatsoever. So whatever is causing this sound is not having any sort of physical effect. And you notice the same thing on your friends. Not like, and you don't feel any wind against your face. There's nothing along those lines. As you are looking out at the Guardian and the crater in front of you, you at first think that you've spotted wind. You're like, there must be wind. There has to be some sort of. But then you realize that it's not wind per se that you've spotted, but you've seen ahead of you, in front, a little bit in front of the Guardian, a bunch of the moss and vines on the ground noticeably shift, and you actually watch as this section of vine and moss kind of goes almost like lifts up into the air and then lowers back down. That's the only motion that you see.
Well,
God, if this is
mighty
another
strange.
demon, I swear to God.
Sorry, how far away was this section of moss?
It would be. I don't know how to ping on Roll20, but let's say it's right there.
Oh, okay.
And you guys, I figure are outside the radius, so you're probably like over here somewhere.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But so it just like a square chunk of moss just raised up, or it was like sort of just a random sort of, like bunch of moss. It wasn't like a square.
You're a little bit of a ways away, so it's tough for Anthony to tell, but to tell like the shape of the moss that gets disturbed, but it's enough that like it probably raises up a good couple of feet. And not like straight up, like it's kind of an awkward shift, and then it's back down in place.
Like how high did you say?
A couple of feet.
A couple of feet. Okay.
A couple of feet.
Okay.
Don't say that every day.
It's mighty strange.
Yep.
Wonder if there's some kind of invisible critter that's underneath that moss, and it just stood up and is wearing the moss like a big old hat.
Well, I
Well,
guess
somebody
one way
should
to
go
find
check.
it.
Is that a thing that happens?
I'm not volunteering. I'm just saying somebody probably should. And from you being a bard, I know, that's not exactly passive language, but it would be good if that was checked. Not by me.
All right, well, let's go take a look.
All right.
Oh, man.
I'll pick up some rocks and I'll cast light on one of them, and
Sure.
I guess the timing isn't necessarily right then, but like as we get closer, I'll cast light on a rock and I'll sort of toss it ahead of us, like toward where the moss is,
Sure.
and just see if we can get a better look at what's going on.
Yeah. So you throw, you know about where it is. So you throw this rock, and it, you notice it bounce a couple of times, and then hits about where where Anthony pointed out this moss shifting, and then you don't see the light anymore.
Oh.
Well. All right. I mean, Pan is just gonna slowly approach. I guess take the lead and try to see what she can see as she gets closer to this area of disappearing. Hopefully, with her friends right behind her. At least she assumes that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right behind you, like 30 feet behind you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Tony's about 30 feet back.
I'll be right behind Pan, like annoyingly close.
Okay. Manny, are you close by, or are you hanging back a little bit?
No, man is going to be somewhere in the middle there.
All right, cool. So Pan and the rest of you, so you skirt up again to where this where you saw this moss shift, and then these vines shift, and where this rock disappeared and looks normal.
How close are we at this point?
You can be right on the spot if you want.
Well,
Or right up to it, I should say.
Yeah, as we get within 30 feet of it, as we're creeping along, I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion 30 feet ahead of us, and just make like a static image of like myself standing there. It
Nice.
can be like a 5-foot cube, so
Mhm.
it can't move or anything, but I can just make it appear there
Beautiful.
as if I as if I'll sort of do it like I landed, like as if I just like Misty stepped or something, like however people do.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'll sort of make it do that, and then just and then leave it there. Unfortunately, you can't make it move.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Yeah, no,
If you
he's there.
if you reach out telepathically, do you hear anything, see anything, sense anything with your vibes?
Well, this is a one-way telepathic thing I got going on here. I can only send out. I can't receive. But while I got you on the line here, as you know, it's me, your friend Naraya, talking to you in your mind. That image of me up ahead, that's just me casting an illusion. That's not a real thing. That's not me. I'm still standing here next to Pan.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad to
interesting,
know
'cause
there's
I
not
noticed-
two of you.
I noticed in that illusion, your clothes look a little bit nicer and newer than we've got here. Do you think we've been on the road too long, or is this not the time to have the conversation?
Well, I think it's a little of both, but also I find that a bit hurtful. I do try to take care of my clothes as well as I can, but
We're not doing as well fiscally as a small corporation as we possibly could. But anyway, I don't know about that.
The wailing at this point
invisible-
has picked up a little bit louder all around you.
Let's try
I
to
don't know
drown
about
out
that
our
there
conversation.
invisible beastie. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna guard our bedrolls.
Well, I think Pan is right up at the edge, and considering that the glowing rock disappeared, she's gonna try to throw some more rocks into the area, see what happens to them.
Now that you're this close, you watch as they basically vanish right through this section of moss.
Oh my gosh, can I poke it?
You can definitely poke it.
Oh no, I don't.
Make a dexterity saving throw. No,
Oh gosh.
you're fine. No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, for real? I was going to.
No, you're all good. You're all good. That's a terrible DM joke. You poke it like finger, hand, or like?
I'm poking it with one of my claws. I'm poking.
Okay.
It.
So you poke a claw in, and you watch as your claw. You expect to touch moss and vines and stuff, but you feel absolutely nothing, and your claw just sinks right through and then disappears.
Oh, can I pull it back, or is it gone?
No, it's back. You pull it back. It's all good.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna do this multiple times then.
Disappears.
Well,
like-
Pan, I think, hey, it's me, Naraya, talking into your mind. I think we may have found another illusion, just like I cast there ahead of us. Seems like you're sticking your hand right through it. Maybe that's an illusion hiding something underneath it.
Hiding a hole, it looks like.
Just stick your head right through it. I bet you can see below it.
I'm coming up here. I'm gonna throw my hat on it and see what happens.
Okay, like your nightcap?
Oh, not your hat.
My night.
Yeah, you throw your
Get another
nightcap.
one. We can always make more money. Do I have to roll for this, or can I
No,
just throw my hat?
no, you just throw it.
Ah!
Disappears.
Son of a-
All right. Well, I'm going in. I guess since my hand is okay, I'm going to go ahead and just stick my head down there.
Okay.
This is how my character dies.
See if you can find my nightcap
How
down
embarrassing
there.
Don't
so
forget to avenge me.
So you stick your head through, and you have to immediately shut your eyes because the rock that Naraya had thrown in there with the light spell on it is suddenly right in front of your face, bright as a summer's day, and when you kind of blink away the after image of like something going from dim light to bright light, you can see what appears to be rough, like very, very rough, stone steps leading down into the earth, complete with so the various rocks that have been thrown in there, and a few steps below that, Tony's nightcap.
And does the horrible sound intensify in any way when I do this?
If anything, it gets
All
better.
right. Okay. Well, I'm weaving everyone over and saying they should come see this.
Okay. Yeah. So Pan, do you go in or do you just?
Well, I first tell everyone to come over, and then I go in.
Okay.
I'm
And
going
yeah,
Get
so-
my hat. Oh, I guess
Yes.
I'll come because I
Your
can't
hat's
leave
down
my
your
friends. I can't leave my friends on their own, and I, being a hog, am the biggest, so I should go in first.
Okay.
And also get my hat.
Okay.
I don't
Easy
argue
enough.
with that.
Yeah.
Go
So
right ahead.
when we were here earlier walking around, did we just not happen to walk across this moss, or is it like different now?
You just happened
That is
not
a
to walk
good
across
question.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was listening very carefully for like in terms of how you were investigating, and
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll go in too.
Cool. Manny, you going in?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Do we see any of the like upper marks of recent tool use or anything on these steps or near these steps?
Not immediately. It looks like these steps are a little older.
Okay.
But definitely not like it's not polished. Again, they've been roughly carved into the earth, kind of irregular. They go down quite a ways, and presumably you folks keep descending.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
mean,
but
I
we
don't-
can't see proof that somebody's been messing with them with tools like above.
No, not immediately. No.
No, it's fine. Put my hat back on and
Can we possibly tell, like, is this like post Guardian? Like, so like maybe somebody dug down to see below where the Guardian may have reached to, or I don't know if we can tell how old the stonework is compared to how old we believe the Guardian to be. We should have brought a dwarf.
I was gonna say if someone was a dwarf, you could figure this out in a heartbeat. But you know what? Make me a nature check.
Oh boy.
I ate a dwarf once. Does that help?
13.
Probably not, eh?
How do we do, John? 13. 13 is not bad. I would say you can't get a distinctive sense of age, but I'll say, I mean, given that you know the Guardian's been here for 200 years, this is definitely not 200 years old. I'll give you that.
Okay. All right.
So,
All right. Well,
Interesting.
let's keep going down.
so you keep going down.
I think we're going to see the bottom of that blade after all.
Maybe. Because I'm a kind DM, I'm going to ask you two questions. One, do you bring a source of light with you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll
Still got the rock. Okay.
Yeah. I can
Secondly,
also keep casting it or whatever.
Yeah. Secondly, and I will ask this only once because I'm kind, but I'm not merciful. Do you care about being stealthy?
Well, I could be stealthy. I could stealth up on the head if we like, but I can't see without lights, so I don't know how well that's going to work out for us.
I think Manny is going to be as stealthy as he can.
Yeah,
Okay.
my character as well.
Right, so then-
All right, well, we'll give it a try.
Cool.
Being
So
stealthy.
cool. So
I'm
then
gonna
we
walk
can make
behind
me,
Uriah because he's got the light.
Okay, there we go.
I had a question
how about-
about
Oh,
my
good.
sword. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I have a
Oh, yeah.
moon touch sword. Does that mean it's glowing?
a late touch sword.
touched.
That's a good
Uh,
question.
It
a
does.
moon touch?
It casts light. Yeah. It's
Okay,
15.
so I
it's
guess-
15 feet of dim and 15 feet of bright. I think.
Oh, yeah, I see that in the description. A 15-foot radius.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
so you got lots of light.
Bright light.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, so if she's got that, then how about we let her sort of walk in the middle or something to be the light source, and then I could walk out on the edge of the light so that I'm in dim light, so that I can be kind of sneaky. Because I actually am good at being sneaky. It's just that I can't see in the dark. So, if I'm at least in dim light, that's better than being in bright light.
So-
Manny does have dark vision.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
okay. Well, you can go out even further ahead if you want.
Sure.
Manny, do you want to take the lead?
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
be extra stealthy.
Yeah.
I have boots of elven kind. It says your steps make no sound.
yeah.
Is that good? Did I put on my boots when I came out of my bedroll?
Wait, I'll assume
Yes.
that you were in your boots.
For
Yeah, the
me.
boots of
I wonder
elven
who I
kind.
got those boots from.
Yeah,
I
they
probably
give
stole them from
you-
Legolas.
I don't have that sheet in front of me.
It says boots of elf kind. Your steps make no sound, giving you advantage on stealth checks.
Beautiful.
Wow, I have nice boots.
You do have nice boots. Okay, so Manny, you said you want to be stealthy, so make me a stealth check if you haven't already. Anyone who would like to be stealthy, make me a stealth check. So for Darcie and Premee, that means you roll a d20 and you add whatever your stealth bonus is.
I
and then-
disappear, and they don't even know that I ever existed.
20
Oh,
plus 1.
damn. man.
Yeah.
Whoa, All right.
Okay. Manny, not so much. And Premee, you because you have advantage, that means you roll your d20 twice and take the higher result.
Ooh, 11.
Okay.
Not great.
Okay, we're going to the 17 then, Premee. I think it's 17 plus. Do you get a bonus? Oh, plus 5. You got amazing stealth for a barbarian.
Oh, dang.
Hot damn. So you make your way down. I collectively not doing too bad stealth wise. Despite even though Mandy's in the lead.
Wow, I'm so stealthy for a giant hog.
Very like
This must be how I get into people's yards and attack their 3 to 5-year-old children.
Hey, it's me, Naraya, talking to you in your mind. I think like we should try a little bit harder, maybe to keep sort of lid on the noise we're all making. I can hear Manny from just like yards away. I'm over here. I'm being quiet as even quieter than a mouse has ever been. So no offense to our Gerbean friends, like they're just quiet sometimes. That's all. It's a good thing. But anyways, I think maybe we could try a little harder.
Manny's gonna turn around and make some lewd gestures.
Yes.
I love it. So Manny, you notice this first. You get to the bottom of the stairwell or staircase, and I should say that as you kind of go further along this irregular sort of staircase that's been constructed widens so you can walk two side by side, and as you get down to the bottom, you find yourself in what appears to be again a rough carved I'll say corridor for lack of a better word, that is not particularly large, and I'm gonna drag you over there in roll 20. And I hope I did the fog of war correctly. What can you see?
All fog.
All fog. Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Sorry, yeah. At the moment, possibly because mine's in night mode, it's just black.
Okay, that's probably
also all black for me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How about now on the bottom of the screen?
Oh, I see us.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, I see it at the bottom.
Oh,
Yep.
I found it. Sorry, yeah, I had to zoom. Oh,
There we go.
hang on. There we go.
I'll have to reveal stuff as we go. My
This is
apologies to the chat. I don't use Roll20 very often, so I haven't got the fog of war figured out. Those of you in the chat who are more versed in Roll20, I apologize. So you find yourself, you see ahead of you what appears to be, again, a solid but definitely rough earthen corridor. And it stopped, it goes a little bit ahead of you from where the bottom of the staircase is, and basically you're at a T-junction. What would you like to do?
And can Manny just, again, as stealthily as he can, just kind of go poke his head out and look both ways before we advance?
Absolutely, you can. So I will. I think you should have control over your tokens. If you want to move down there, I think. If not, I can move you.
Yes. Let me see. So, like there, just so he can poke his head out.
Beautiful, yeah.
Look around in the dark.
Yeah. So you see, and I'll do my best for those of you watching to keep this as centered in Roll20, but you just have to bear with me. So you see to the left what appears to be more corridor ending at kind of a very makeshift wooden door. And then you can just make out that where that door is, the corridor turns to the right as well. And when you glance to the right, you see the same thing, which appears to be door, and in this case, turning to the left.
Okay. And in relation to where we think the giant sword might be, is that in front of us as we came down the stairs?
Yeah, so that's easy to figure out. Yeah, it would be in front of us, to the north, relatively speaking, if this is set up the way a compass is set up.
All right. So I guess I'll turn around and convey this information, and then I guess someone else should go in front. So I've demonstrated I'm not very stealthy today.
Should I go in my soundless boots?
Your fancy boots.
My fancy boots?
Yeah, I say
Does anyone want to come with me?
I'll go with you, sneaking real quiet behind you.
Thank you. Also, this seems like a good place to put in chat. Everyone is loving your accent, and someone said he sounds so much like he's trying to sell me a car with three tires, a large black shimmery stain underneath it, one seat, possibly made out of at least 75% duct tape.
Amazing.
I also love the accent. This is like the highlight of my night. So I'm gonna sneak forward quietly.
Okay.
Largely and quietly.
Largely and quietly. Okay.
Largely and quietly, being a hog.
Yeah. You should be able to
do
move
I
your
see
token,
anything?
Premee, unless, but I can if you'd like.
No, I think I can move it. Which way am I going? Left?
Sure.
Entirely up to you.
Oops. Wait, can I move myself?
You should be able to.
Not sure I can. Hang on.
Oh.
I'm getting a little arrow, but I can't actually grab and drag.
Oh, weird.
you might have the measure tool selected. Look in the upper left,
Oh,
and you
shoot.
need to click
Okay.
the little arrow button.
Oh, there we go. Did that
Ah.
work?
Yeah.
There we go. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for coming with me.
Mhm.
You know, a man doesn't feel like a man in his pajamas.
Yeah, so again, yeah, keep going forward. You can see the
Yeah.
door ahead of you. You may proceed. Again, as stealthy as possible. Perfect, yes, you head up right up to the door. Manny
Super
and
stealthy.
Pan, what would you like to do?
Well, my decidedly less stealthy character is going to give him some space, but still follow. You know, just in case they get into trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Manny?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll bring you up over here.
Love it. Yeah, so the door is there. You can see the corridor, to your right, Tony, continues on for about 20 feet or so, and then you see another makeshift door at the end of that corridor.
Okay. So when you say makeshift,
Sorry,
are
so
they
there's
like
a door in
directly-
front of me
Yeah.
and
Oh,
a door
sorry.
at the end of the corridor?
Yeah, so yeah, door
Sorry,
directly
go
ahead of
on.
you, and then a door to your right, 20 feet ahead. And when I say makeshift, like the door is solid, but it looks like someone has done like just enough to make a frame for this door and to put it in place. Like this whole tunnel or whatever corridor that's been built is functional but not elegant. Let's say.
Okay, so compared to the door in front of us, it's different from the other door. How?
A similar wood.
I'm
but
just trying. Sorry, I'm trying to decide on a door, but
Oh, fair enough. Looks like they're made from the same wood, but they're not identical doors. Like they're both kind of just handmade and wedged into place.
okay. Which door do you guys want to go through, or look at? Because if I go through a door, the worst might happen.
Well, why don't we check out this one that we're standing right in front of first, and then move on from there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Is there a knob?
There is a knob.
Well, I'm going to open the door.
Okay. All
I
right.
want to knock on it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm knocking
Actually,
on
no.
it. Hogs don't knock. Well-known saying. It's like a stitch in time saves 9. Everybody says it.
Amazing. Yeah. So you the door it does not appear to be locked. You crack it open, possibly literally, and you see in front of you again small earthen room. It's only 10 feet by 10 feet, and it looks to you like a supply closet. You can see someone has brought down here old shelves made of like kind of rough timber, and on it you can see just an arrangement of rolled up blank parchment for scrolls. You can see almost looks like bookbinding equipment, styluses, even a couple of inkwells. It looks like maybe like a writer's workshop for lack of, or maybe even a calligrapher's workshop, like something like that.
Well, I've never really been one for book learning. Nurai, can you read anything that's in here, or is it all blank? Is there...
I don't know. Take a look.
Yeah, make me a quick investigation check.
So good at that. Hey, I actually am. 19.
Wow. Yeah.
So a lot of the paper in here seems to be blank. But as you're poking around, you do find kind of crumpled up in a corner of one of the shelves what looks like scribbles and kind of like messy rough draft of some sort of arcane rune work. Not obviously not usable. It looks like someone just kind of practicing particular symbols. Because you just saw them above, they look eerily similar to the rune work that you saw on the side of the Guardian, but obviously much smaller.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll share that
Ken
info
is
with folks.
starting to think back about Manny's earlier warning about cults and weird towns. Is getting a little bit nervous about that bet that they made.
I wrote that down as soon as it came, just in case it came back up.
Yep.
Right. Are they communicating any of this back to the guard?
I will broadcast to the telepathic line.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, John, does your telepathy is it like direct like pointed telepathy, or it's not just like a wave of thoughts? Okay.
It's any creature I designate within 60 feet.
Beautiful. That's what I thought. Just making sure, not for any particular reason. Just
Yeah. It says to any creature, so I choose which creatures.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
Okay, are we taking anything out of here? Because it seems to be kind of a dead end, but I like stealing stuff.
Yeah. Well, I reckon we'll take one of these books just in case it comes in handy later.
Oh, good call.
Got this rune work in there, so.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a crow. They could probably fence that.
Are you conveying this aloud?
Yeah.
Is this okay?
Tony's got volume control problems.
Okay. I think in that case, Pan would have to remind them that perhaps that would be appropriate if these belong to a criminal, but maybe we can just see what we find up ahead beyond the next door. This could be perfectly innocent, and we don't want to be fencing people's research.
Oh, I was just going to take it with us in case it comes in handy up later.
Of course.
Oh,
no, very good idea.
Put it right back. We could put it right back. Yeah, because there's no lock on the door or anything. We could just come right here. There's a little gap in the shelf.
As long as you just borrow it, okay?
We're
just going to borrow it.
Just
like what they call a lending library. It says it right here, lending library.
Who does it?
It says it in the arcane rune work. You wouldn't understand.
I'm sure I trust you.
Can I?
Amazing.
I would like
pretty
to
convincing.
Make clear that Manny, with his dark vision, is keeping an eye on the other side.
Okay, make me a perception check then,
I don't want to be attacked from the back.
All right. Let's see how this goes. Of course. That's wonderful.
Yeah. You see nothing. Your keen eyes are peeled. Right. Everything's fine.
He's gonna keep watching. Just.
Well, this seems unprofitable. Let's check. This seems unuseful. Let's check the other door.
Yeah. Move it on.
Okay. This one here. All right. So, door is shut. Again, does not appear to be locked.
Good. Well, I'm opening it up because I'm generally the scariest thing in any stone labyrinth beneath a giant sword.
Okay, fair enough. So you open up the door, and on the other side you see a much larger chamber. From your perspective, what immediately catches your eye is smoother floor. Looks like someone has tried to smooth this out and sweep it of dirt and dust. You can see from your vantage point, again, I'm assuming you don't go barely. Actually, I should ask, do you step into the room or do you just open the door? Do what Tony would do.
I stick my head in up to about like tusk level.
Perfect. So from tusk level, you can see immediately to your right. Or first of all, I should say that the room is lit. It's the first room that you've come across that has any light, and you realize that the source of light is a modest-sized stone brazier, or metal brazier to your immediately to your right, with some soft coals and a little bit of flame in there, burning to give off enough light to see by. You can see this again makeshift stone or not makeshift wooden kind of load-bearing support pillar a little bit ahead of you to help keep the ceiling up in this room that's been dug out, and directly across the chamber, which is it's probably few feet wide. Let me see, it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, about like 60 by 60, give or take. Tony, you can immediately see a variety of things. So in the center of the room is, sure enough, the pointed tip of what you assume is the Guardian coming down from the ceiling, and the point resting against the ground. You can see a bunch of these wooden pillars arranged roughly equidistant from each other around the room, again to keep the ceiling in place. The ground is just like dirt, but again smoothed and cleaned as much as possible. And standing around the tip of the Guardian are four, Curtis, you're gonna love this, four dark robed Corvum chanting, I kid you not, in a circle, with
I mean, of course they are. Come on.
Of course they are. And furthest away from you, so you could, on the other side of the Guardian, you can just see, you can't quite make out the person who's there, but you can just see the flapping of orange and green robes and what looks like gray feathers.
It's that old man.
You assume you can't see all of them, but
yeah,
we can't see all of them. Did they hear us come in?
Were you?
we opened. I'm sorry. Did they hear us open the door?
Yeah.
Make me another stealth check.
Oh God. Hang on one sec. I can be very stealthy.
You can be. So D20. Oh no! But you roll an advantage.
At this exact moment, though, I am not very stealthy.
Remember, you roll an
despite my
advantage because of your
stealthy
boots. You still get advantage. You're still wearing the boots.
Okay, I still am wearing the boots.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of staring, and am I still stealthy? Did they notice us?
Well, you have to roll again.
You gotta give me one more roll.
One more roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'll take the better of the two.
Eh.
Okay, you got very lucky.
That's right. Yeah, that is
so
lucky.
you start to just kind of like wing open the door, and then you realize, like, you clue in that, oh yeah, right, no, we're supposed to be stealthy, and so you catch the door before it like just slams against the side of the wall, and then the rest of it you have opened very quietly, and in peeking your head in just a tusk level, you have done it as quietly as you possibly can.
Okay.
No one has noticed you yet. Luckily, their backs are to you.
Well, it's good that they're chanting so loud.
They are chanting very loud, actually. Yeah.
They're chanting, because the chanting. That's
hey everybody!
There's probably a freaking demon around here. Swear to God.
Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Nariah, talking to you in your mind. I just wanted to let you know that there's a bunch of cultists up here. You were right, Manny. We'll celebrate it later. But should we just launch into an attack before they notice us, or should we try to give them an opportunity to talk to us and whatnot? I mean, they certainly chanting, and it looks pretty weird.
Well, at least we know if they talk to us, they won't recruit us into their cult. Because remember last year when we ran into those cultists in that one village up in the mountains? And anyways, maybe now's not the time.
Keep happening to us.
I'm just going to remind you, Tony, that the telepathy is only one way. When you talk, it just comes out your mouth.
Manny's gonna
Oh my God! Did Tony just tell the story with the door cracked open? That would be amazing.
Did Tony actually drink 13 pints of lager
Oh,
That is
Tony.
very fair. Yeah.
at the tavern, or was he like going to share those?
Does Tony know how to stage whisper? I don't. I'm liking the suggestion there. But
I don't think this species knows how to stage whisper.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I think when they do, it like projects. So many other members of his family are like actors. There's some opera singers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony, because you're
Anyway.
right there in the doorway, what do you want to do? Decide quickly. Because I'm assuming you said that out loud.
Yeah, I probably said that out loud. I get out my sword just in case, but maybe
Okay.
they're very reasonable people. Maybe it's like Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, that was reasonable.
Yeah, that all worked out great.
100%.
But maybe we can have a chat with them because we're adventurers and they're just what, cultists?
Mm-hmm.
It's true, and those
Whoever heard-
fireworks were very nice.
Who ever heard of a cultist that worked out?
You have a point.
Okay. You notice with that Scrimlock. And it is clear now that it is him, as he's starting to move around this way, further into view. You're pretty sure that where you're standing right now, Tony, he's going to see you in seconds. What do you want to do?
Can I do something real quick?
Sure.
Maybe I pull my head back? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Tony,
gonna
pull
use
your head back.
I'm gonna use my staff of bird calls and make a bird call happen right behind his head, so that he has to turn and look. And it's like, let's see, I could pick any kind of bird call.
Okay.
I make a finch's chirp, just right in his ear, right behind his head.
Okay, yeah,
Real
he-
loud.
Whips around so quickly that his glasses almost fall off of his face. And he stops chanting. The Corvums stop chanting as they kind of realize that he's noticed something. And now he's looking around trying to figure out where it is. Again, you've got seconds. What do you want to do?
How do their glasses stay on if they don't have ears? Oh, sorry. Anyways, sorry. Oh God, I killed Brandon. Sorry.
I don't know, man.
Well, my
Okay, well,
answer to these-
we bought some time while they're distracted.
Literal
What do you guys
seconds.
want to do? What do you guys want to do? We have like 2 seconds.
It's me and Narai talking in your mind. This is when I have this question posed to me, what I always do is say hypnotic pattern. It's the answer to basically every question. I can drop it on them right now. It doesn't even hurt them. It just make them go to sleep for a little while. If it works, it'll be great. If it doesn't, it won't be that great. So I could try it. What do you think?
I think we
I'm
should
gonna
try
do
it.
it.
I think we should try it.
All right.
Okay, John, you're
Try
going
to
to do
get them in the hypnotic pattern while they're all standing in a cube.
Okay. All right, do it.
Okay.
Or you can certainly
well-
try. I don't remember how hypnotic pattern works.
Yeah, so let's see. It's a 30-foot cube, so it should be able to get all of them.
Oh my God, this is
And so they
horrifying.
just have to make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Okay, noted. Get my stats out for these guys. Let's see here.
Because they're lucky, and I didn't take the instrument of the bards, would have been much harder to save.
Oh yeah, no way you're taking. Yeah, that instrument of the bards was fucked
Yeah.
up.
No, it's a ridiculous item.
Freaking brutal. Okay, so let's do Scrabble first. What am I trying to hit?
DC 15 Wisdom.
Well, we're all wearing glasses. I don't think this has ever happened to me.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, because we
A
have
bunch
ears.
of nerds playing D&D, all wearing glasses. What are the chances?
Look, at least one person in my other group has contact lenses.
Oh yeah.
I was debating contacts. I opted not to.
Okay. Oh, not bad, not bad.
Oh, did our spell work?
That's a good question. So this hypnotic pattern splashes onto the ground, encompassing all of these cultists. You watch as Scrimlock kind of blinks behind his spectacles for a second, shakes off whatever effect this is going to have. He is okay, but this one here, I'll put a little little symbol on him. Let's give him that. You notice two of these cultists are immediately just like their faces go blank, and they commit it's a little like "Ka!" And then just kind of like their heads tilt to the side as they are distracted by something that only they can see. The others seem to be unaffected, but they know that something's going on. So I'm going to get everybody to roll initiative, please.
All right. and we've adventured for a long time together. Y'all know when he drops the hypnotic pattern, don't fuck with those guys. Leave those guys. Let them stare at the pretty lights. Deal with everybody else who's not staring at pretty lights first.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Manny. He was. Oh shit.
Oh, now
Y'all
I
ready?
roll.
Oh, very good. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. I gotta roll my initiative.
Sorry, forgot to.
Whoa! Is this the best initiative ever? What the what?
Shit.
No
We
way.
are
No.
the champions, my
I'm not
friend.
gonna get a chance to do anything. This is insane.
Oh man.
Yeah, because we're
Holy.
professional adventurers.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
We've got a corporation and everything.
Well, now we're gonna get all like ones after this though. It's like really
Please.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I'm
got-
going to survive this fight.
got
Alright,
you.
so let's see
Oh,
here.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think, so Premee's got, I'll do this as quickly as I can. Premee's got a 22 total, so man, oh man. So Naraya's going to go first. And then Tony. And then Manny with a 21. Jesus Christ. And Pan with a 21. That's fucked up.
It's pretty
Yeah,
insane.
20s.
And actually,
I have
Premee's is probably
never
higher
seen
than
that.
right? Like, cause what you have a dex modifier, right? So it's like, it's what probably what's your dex? 14 or?
I think he's really high. I don't know.
I think your initiative bonus is +2. So yeah, so I gave you
Okay.
a 22. But I think you're.
Good job,
I'm
Chen.
assuming Naraya has better dex. So.
Actually, it's 12. So
Oh.
yeah, she's probably got better.
She
Mine's
does.
too.
So never mind. Then. So Tony, you get to go. You're gonna get to go first.
Tap him on the,
Go
tap
first
him on
at
the
once.
shoulder.
Great.
Go ahead. Go.
I will
go
tell you in
on.
a second. So let's see here. So
Go
I
hog
gotta do go hog wild. Oh my god.
Oh, you've been
John,
keeping
take
that one
10
in your
points of
pocket
psychic
for a
damage
while.
for that
Oh,
one.
man.
Okay, my core of them. What do they got here? Okay, so that is. This is the worst initiative I have ever had in my life.
Excellent.
We
No.
balance out our worst perception checks ever.
Yeah,
with our
okay.
best
We're not
initiatives
very
ever.
perceptive, but we have other positive
holy
qualities.
So, Tony, you're going to get to go first. So we have entered into combat. So what that means is that every turn you can take a one action, which can be a variety of things. I'll get to that in a second. You can take one movement and one bonus action. And I sent you the cheat sheet of what you can do, like your different abilities and stuff. For and if you want it, like I can give you suggestions as well because I know this is your first time.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some suggestions because
Yeah, and feel free.
This is
Like
a really good cheat sheet.
Yeah, the
but it's
team
got
can
a
give you
lot of-
suggestions too.
Yeah.
But to be so basically,
I don't know what y'all think I should do, but I am in the front, and
You're
I'm
in
a
the front.
giant hog,
Yep.
and I have my cheat sheet, and I have like all these incredible barbarian abilities, which seems like I should be able to fuck up everybody in the room in like 2 seconds.
Probably.
But is that what we want to do? Do I want to like grab the wizard or something? Is that going to be useful? Do I want to grab a cultist? Do I want to?
If you're gonna grab somebody, I'd grab the wizard. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna lunge in there, and I'm gonna grab the wizard, and I'm gonna put him in a good twisty half Nelson. Not because I'm a mean person, but because I would like to get some answers.
Okay. Well, I will let you do some of that. So you get 30 feet.
I can try.
You can try.
Yeah.
So you get 30 feet of movement on your turn, which for this is the equivalent of 6 squares.
I've killed Chat.
So what you can do is you can move 6 squares for sure.
Okay.
Which would get you to there's a couple of these cultists that are within that range. If you want to go for what's the space for Scrimlock, you would need to use your action to move again, which means you wouldn't be able to grab him or attack him this turn, but you would get right up next to him.
Okay, well, I'm going to assume that I was about to call him Grimlock, but Grimlock is actually a transformer. And okay, I think I'm going to get as close as I can, so that he can see me and be like extremely intimidated. Because I noticed he wasn't really intimidated by me before, and then I'm going to roll. Is that okay?
So just before rolling happens, point of order, barbarians at 5th level get fast movement, so her
that's true.
speed should probably be 40 at least. I mean,
that's
if
right, I
it's
forgot
regular
about that.
30 feet, so yeah.
I forgot. Thank you, John.
You could get Scrimshaw or Grimshaw or whatever his name is. What's his name?
Scrimlock.
Scrimlock. I've only forgotten it like 100 times. Shit, he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Grimlock from now on because Transformers.
Grim, you like
because
him.
I'm an 80s baby. Me Grimlock.
Increases by 10 feet. So yeah, you might be able to get there. Let me just do 5, 10, 15, 20.
1, 2, 3,
35.
4.
Actually, you
5,
can get
6.
to it. My apologies. Yeah.
So
So I'll just go ahead and move you Premee. So you're,
Okay, thank you.
you're up to there. So then you can attack him or
Can I
try to
grab
put him in
him?
a headlock or whatever you'd like to do.
I think I would like some information out of him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put him in a headlock so that we can ask him some questions.
Okay. Roll me. I forget how grappling actually. I always find grappling really complicated. So John, tell me if I'm way off. But grappling is athletics, or no? Is it just an attack? It's been a while since.
Yeah,
I've
no,
done
it's an opposed athletics check, or
Beautiful.
What the shit are you people talking
she'll
about?
make an athletics check, and then he can make an athletics or acrobatics check to oppose it.
that. Beautiful. So Premee, what you're going to
Beat
do
up a
is.
wizard.
So we started
Do I just
talking
roll
D
one
and D
die?
mechanics. So what you're going to do is roll. You're going to roll an athletics check. So you're going to roll a D20, and then you're going to add your
1d20.
yeah, and then you're going to
Okay.
add your athletics bonus, which for you is +6.
Okay, so then 16.
Okay, and then I'm going to try to escape that. Which, please, for the love of God, let me escape that, because otherwise that's going to suck large.
Well, it's not gonna suck for me.
So I'm going to try an acrobatics. Oh, that is legitimately a 20, not natural.
Oh,
18 on my die.
an unnatural
How dare.
20.
Unnatural
How dare.
20, or a dirty 20, as I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you think you've got him, and then
Yeah.
somehow this old buzzard just slips like butter out from between your hands. He is out of your grasp. Now, if
How
I may make
dare.
a suggestion
Yeah.
for your bonus action,
Okay.
I would suggest that you
bonus
go
action.
into a rage for your bonus.
Maybe
action.
I will go into a rage.
There you go.
Maybe I get enraged every time I try to do something to somebody and they wriggle out of my grip.
Oh no.
And then
Done.
probably make a joke about pig fat or lard or something. It's not like I've got a complex about this or anything.
Not at all.
Oh,
Not the slightest.
chat says raging is the barbarian thing. Maybe I should do that. Okay,
Yeah.
do I just roll one die?
No, you
don't have
just
to do
go into a
anything.
rage. You don't have to do anything. And so
Well, I'm
you'll-
freaking going into a rage.
Yeah, and then you'll get bonuses on your
Fucking
next
wizard.
turn, and
Yeah.
we'll tell you what to do.
Well, and
Yeah.
and also she does have 2 attacks, so she could try
Oh,
to
yeah, that's
grapple
true. I
again
forgot
with a
about
second attack.
Can I grapple him again?
Try it.
Do I
Or no,
roll?
well,
and now you have
although
advantage.
technically that wasn't an
Oh,
attack, though,
wait.
right?
No, it is a special attack.
Oh, okay,
So yeah,
then beautiful.
yeah,
I'll-
it does
People
work
speak
that way.
English.
So you've got you've got two like D&D experts
Oh,
talking, and I'm horribly out of practice too. So
And I've never played this, so I'm just running around grabbing people.
so
As
yeah,
one
do the
does.
same thing. So another athletics.
Okay.
check.
Sorry, my chair's about to fall over. I'm like trying to
Yeah.
sit.
Oh no,
But,
6.
Roll it one more time because you have advantage now
Yeah.
because you're raging. You're so
Yeah.
full of rage.
So much.
I'm so
rage.
full of rage.
I really don't want to get grabbed. Though.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god!
He's a
Freaking
wily
wizard,
old
I swear
bird.
to God.
Okay, well I still have to roll so I could roll
Mother,
this.
mother flipping
I
slippery
did not.
wizard.
I actually maybe hold on. You've got what's your?
You got 12?
You got a 12 total. Actually, yeah, I rolled crap. So yeah, so in your rage, he tries to slip away again. You manage to grab him by the arms and hold him in place. So you've got a hold of him now. He can't. He's not going anywhere. Nice.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Cool. And that's your turn.
Is now what? I don't know. Somebody do something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so now
Well,
it's your turn. So we're gonna go.
Well,
so
I'm enraged, but holding this guy.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's you until we come back to your next turn, unless I tell you to do anything. So Naraya, that is up to you.
All right. I'll move 10 feet here, and then what is the cultists, or what are the 2 cultists that aren't snapping? What are they doing? How are they reacting to the situation? Are they pulling
so-
knives or anything? Or
Yeah, so you notice they seem to be holding. They've whipped out daggers, and so they've got dagger in one hand. They've also got talons that they can attack with too, which is pretty standard Corvum ability. The one right next to Tony is obviously focused on him, and the other one is focused on the door, so has seen you step out.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to telepathically broadcast specifically and only to Scrimshaw. What's his name? Sorry.
Scrimlock.
Scrimlock. No, I'll actually do Scrimlock and the party, and I'll say, Grimlock, it is I, Gloomcrest the Destroyer. I am here with my ally, Banthony, the Devourer of Souls. He holds you in his grasp right now. You should do what he says. And
Okay.
I've probably devoured souls because I've devoured a whole bunch of people, and you probably eat the soul when you eat the person. Is now not the time?
Okay. Noted.
and
One sec, my earbuds are dead, so I'm just gonna switch
okay,
audio,
yep.
but carry on.
No worries.
that always happens in the middle of D&D.
Right.
I'll take a shot at this
Okay.
cultist there with a Ray of Frost.
Nice. I forget, is that an attack or is that a dex save for me?
It is an attack, but
Okay. Oh, there we go.
well, does 11 hit a cultist? It might.
It does not hit this cultist.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I moved 10 feet, and then I will give a bardic inspiration to our pal Tony,
Nice.
which is let's see, what is it at this level? It's a D8, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, so you have a D8 that you can roll and add it to one of your D20 rolls at some point in the next 10 minutes. And actually, my inspiration works where it's called unfailing inspiration. So basically, you can just try to use it every time if you fail. And even if it's like an outlandish chance that it would work, you might as well try it because you get to keep it unless it works. So if you expend it, or if you try it and you still fail, then you still have the inspiration. So
Nice.
so you have that.
I like that.
So I do that, and then I think I'm gonna just scoot back a little bit, and then I'll
Beautiful.
sort of flatten myself against the wall to allow my buddies to go
if I had a
in.
nickel for every time we'd heard, I'm just going to scooch back a little bit from our party.
Love it.
Then I wouldn't need to be an
Well,
adventurer.
Well, I don't know if I told you, but I'm a bit squishy. I need y'all to protect me. I'm gonna
Just a touch.
stay back here, give you inspiring words of encouragement. You got this, Tony. You got this. You're the best. Nobody's
When I hear
been.
bardic inspiration, I'm like, is that like an earworm? Do you got a song stuck in my head?
Yeah.
Is it Eye of the Tiger?
Yes.
Exactly that, yeah. That's your turn, John?
Yeah.
Okay, Manny, you're up.
Alright, so my movement is. I think I can go 6, so where does that get me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There you go. Room full of cultists.
So do I have line of sight on Grimlock? Or...
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, you can peer around that pillar easily enough.
Yeah, okay. So I was trying to figure out the best thing I could do without being able to touch anyone, because I can't get that close. So I think I'm going to try, just for laughs, try a command
Okay.
on Grimlock. On the,
And command is a wisdom save, right? If I'm not mistaken.
yes.
Okay.
Would be a
Come
wisdom.
on. Come
Oh, sorry, I
on.
didn't do this. It would be a wisdom 14. It looks like.
Yeah, that's not. That is a 10. No, that's not even 10. That's a 7.
All right. So then I am going to command him to halt,
Okay.
which means he's not going to do anything.
That sucks. Okay.
Because I want my
Perfect.
boy Tony to, to do what he got to do.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't know
fair
what
enough.
accent's changing now.
Amazing.
Like, Tony, you got this.
I think we've all. I definitely have caught accent from Uriah. Like, it's actually contagious.
I
And,
apologize.
I think that's all I can do right now. I don't have too much else that's useful at this range.
I mean, that was pretty good though. So he's held in place and been commanded. Noted. Thank you, Manny. Pan, it is your turn.
All right, so I am going to move into this room. My walking speed is 25.
Okay, so that's 5 squares for you.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Whoop.
Nice. I love
Oh boy.
um, your token.
Yeah, so I actually got that as a present yesterday
That's
from my
Oh,
amazing.
friend Killian. Thank you. They crocheted it themselves.
Oh,
Now,
very cool.
unfortunately, it's not a North American badger, but it's
Mm,
generally badger shaped.
okay.
So, um, yes, my character, let's see. I don't want to like start swinging the sword until we know for sure that they're cultists. So can she attempt to like do some sort of diplomacy thing?
Totally.
Shout out to the elderly wizard in a headlock by our pig. She would shout out, "Grandfather, what is all this?"
Okay. Um, okay. Noted. So he'll have to. The way it works, he'll wait and respond on his turn if he can.
Yes,
Um,
perfect, perfect.
cool. Awesome. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
Lovely. So the Corvums here, two of them are stuck in the hypnotic pattern, and did they get a save at the end of their turn, John?
No, they're stuck in that way, and like as long as I maintain concentration. But their buddies can go shake them awake if they think of that, or
They
they're
probably
basically they're just in a stupor, so like they could get shaken awake, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, they're just gonna stay there then. So the one that is directly beside Tony sees Scrimlock held like that, so he's gonna try to attack Tony with. What do I want to do here? Yeah, we'll do a little inflict wounds on this, or attempt to anyway.
There.
Well, it's probably not going to work. Let's see here. So that is kicking it old school with my copy of the player's guide beside me. There we go. Oh yeah, okay. So let's try that. That is that's not even close. Nope, fails miserably at that. Don't even need to check. So Tony, you feel like a tickle against your shoulder blades of some sort of spell that does sweet crap all. And then this guy over here is going to do one better. He's going to cast Spiritual Weapon. Oh yeah. Do I have an?
Does it look like the Guardian?
Oh, it definitely looks like the Guardian. And because I don't have a sword immediately on hand, I'm going to use this old one that is totally not Iron Man. And he's going to drop that right here in front of. Yeah, he's going to drop it right there in front of Pan. So Pan, you see as this ghostly, ethereal version, like much scaled down version of the Guardian, although still very big, appears in the air in front of you and immediately cuts in towards you. Or it's going to attempt to anyway.
I think my only thought at this point is like, Manny was right.
Pretty much. Let's see here. Oh, and that is a natural 20 on that.
Oh, no.
Not bad, not bad. So that is going to do... Okay. Where's 8? Spellcasting modifier is... Cool.
Okay, Pan, we'll res you.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine.
Thank you.
I did not roll that great, so that is 11 points of slashing damage against you. So your hit points go down by 11.
Let me do that right quick. 47.
And then this one is going to move. He is smart enough to go on the other side of this pillar. It doesn't give him a lot of cover, but it gives him something. And that is his turn. It is now Scrimlock's turn, and not only is he being held, but Manny told him to halt. So he's going to do nothing on his turn and listen to that command, which sucks large. Top of the round. Tony, what would you like to do? And I will tell you how and if you can do it.
Okay. I would like to interrogate this wizard before he tries to twist free again.
Okay.
And I feel a little bit bad putting an old guy in a half Nelson, but I've done worse.
I can imagine. So what specifically do you ask him? You got to keep it relatively short, like a single sentence. But
okay, hang on, guys. What should I say? Can I just say, what are you doing down here?
Sure. And I will say, make me an intimidation check. So you're gonna roll a d20 and add your intimidation roll, which is something. Well, it's 0. So.
Okay, well, then 16.
You
16?
can add a D8 to it if you want.
That's true, you can.
Ooh. Okay, well, then let's add that. Does that involve rolling again? Or?
Yeah, roll a
Yeah,
D8.
yeah, so roll a d8 and then
So
add
you
that.
guys have
16.
to prompt
Yeah.
me because
Oh, that's a D20.
That's still a d20, yeah.
oops.
Yeah, there should be an
D8?
option for a d8, yeah.
Okay. 8.
There you go. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
one more than you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that gives you 17 total. Noted. We will see what he does on his turn. So
You better talk.
Yeah, so you want to just hold him there and that's your turn?
Could smack him a little bit.
You might want to punch a cultist or something, because if you don't attack something as a barbarian,
Oh, that's
you
true.
rage.
Oh,
forgot about
can I hit somebody while I'm holding him? Like, I've got a free hand.
Yeah, hit the other guy.
Can I hit the other guy?
Yeah, you're big enough. I'll let you hold Scrimlock with one hand and then crack the other one.
It's
If
also
you want.
funny to do that.
It's also
Do I
very
need to roll
funny.
for that?
The rule of
Yeah.
fun in a one-shot is
Yeah,
paramount.
yeah. What price humor? Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah, so you're going to roll a d20. And are you hitting him, you can either hit him freehand, or you got a warhammer you can hit him with, you got a hand axe you can hit him with,
Oh man.
you got a whole bunch of weapons.
Can I just tusk him?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
100%.
So I'm gonna hit this guy with my tusks.
Okay.
Not with intent to kill, just
Yeah.
with
Okay,
intent
yep.
for him to stop moving and being a cultist.
Tony doesn't need weapons. He is a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. 17 will most definitely hit. So, so your tusk
Wow.
cracks him in the skull.
Yeah.
You gotta roll me damage. So you're gonna roll me just 1d6.
Nice.
Well, there we go, 5, not
Okay.
bad. So then we add, you get +3 just because of the fact for your strength, and +2
Yep.
for your raging. So that brings it to a total of 10 points of damage against him. He
+2 for the raging.
did not like that at all. Yeah, so he's got a little bit of blood coming out of the top of his head now.
Well, that happens sometimes.
Thanks for that. And Naraya, your turn.
Am I out of sight of this this cultist here? I wanted to be. I was. Kind
I'd say
of like,
just, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself to look like Scrimlock.
Amazing.
And then I'm gonna walk in here and like come over here and say and like point at that cultist that's by Tony and this other one that's over here. Says, you two, that one over there is an imposter. Our man Tony has him. No, go help him restrain that criminal who's been impersonating me.
Make me a deception check.
Lord.
Oh, I've been.
Because we talked about this. I would say whichever one I said.
Performance.
Performance
Is what
check.
you
'Cause,
said.
yeah, 'cause you know who
please let
he is.
this work. Please let this work.
Oh man,
Okay. Okay, hold on.
it's
We'll
not
see.
the bee dance.
We'll see. I'll roll a little. insight
Do
for
I
you.
have advantage on the roll because that was awesome?
Sure, I'll give you advantage on it because it's awesome.
All right. Hey, that's a little better.
That's a little better. And then okay. So the two cultists who are not in the hypnotic pattern look at you, look at the real Scrimlock, look at you, look at the real Scrimlock. And again, they won't act until their turn, but you see the confusion pass, and then they start to turn towards the real Scrimlock. It looks like you have. Nice. It looks like you have convinced them, at least for the moment.
Yeah.
And now that the halt command has passed on the real Scrimlock, behind his little glasses, his eyes have gone wide as he's realized that this has spun out of control.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And with my bonus action, I'm going to look at Scrimlock, and I'm going to use telepathy to talk to it in his mind. And I guess the party can hear too. But I'm going to use unsettling words on him.
Nice.
And I'm going to say, you made a poor choice here, friend. You could have walked away. Instead, you now got about 5 fucking seconds to live. Look at us. You're going to die screaming, and no one's even going to think about rezzing you.
Wow.
That shit's expensive. You're nothing but worm food, friend. You better surrender to our friend Tony there, or you're gonna be in terrible place.
Holy crap.
Bloom crest out.
Nariah goes dark.
Off the mic.
And so he has a negative. Only one. He has a negative one to his next saving throw that he makes.
Okay, to the next saving throw. Okay, noted. Wow. All right. Is that your turn, John?
It is, yeah.
Okay, Manny, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. I think 2, 3. I think well, let's see. Is it? How hurt are you, Pan?
I have a 47 now. Let me see. Yes, a 47 out of 58 hit points.
Okay, sure. You're okay.
Yes. I can dispel this weapon.
Yeah, he's gonna run up and punch something.
Do it.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I can get right in there. And
Yes. Apprehend the imposter.
Yep. And it's just
Nuts to this.
yeah. Let's just drop a warhammer on him. Let's see. Like Manny was sort of committed to this from the start. The cultists. All right. Let's see. Let's bludgeon this guy.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh wait, that was a damage.
Oh, that's the
roll
damage.
instead of- Yeah, that was damage.
Sorry.
That would have been a very good damage roll.
No.
Let's see if you hit him though.
Sorry.
Well, I'll take it if you're able to hit.
All right. Well,
Oh, dude.
It was such a good damage roll though.
Sorry.
And he's not. Yeah, and he's not moving. That's okay. So you come in and with a swing and somehow miscalculate. Like he just manages to dodge his long neck out of the way. It was a good try though. Sorry, dude. Anything else you want to do, Manny?
I don't think I can. Can I? Can I try to punch him again? I think the warhammer is one-handed.
I believe so.
Let me just try punching him. It's like in
Sure.
frustration. See if I can smack him.
That'll hit actually.
No, just for yeah.
Okay, noted.
That's for being a cultist.
This is so not going well for him.
Look at your life. Look at your choices.
What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Oh man. Okay, I know what he's going to do. But it's not my turn. Pan, it is your turn. I will warn you that the spiritual weapon you cannot attack. You can only run away from it.
Now, does Pan have any idea who cast this thing, or is it kind of?
Yeah. You saw that it was the cultist eye, the green one off to the side.
Let's see if I can see how far I could get. Oh, you're so far away.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get to him in one turn.
1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna go that way, but I'm gonna, I'm gonna attack. I gotta attack someone before I get there.
Okay.
All right. So Pan is running. I feel so bad because this guy is like totally distracted by the illusion. But Pan don't care
No.
because the cultist made her lose a bet. So she's going to greatsword him.
I love it.
Yeah, you should have advantage on it because he's incapacitated.
Oh, I feel so bad. It's like as a Darcie, I feel terrible, but you know what?
fair.
This is what my character would do.
That's
She's
it.
a little bit intense. I guess I'm going to roll attack in my D&D Beyond page.
Yeah, so
Yeah, actually, you don't have advantage, I guess, because they're incapacitated, but that doesn't say that you get advantage because
Okay.
he's not unconscious.
yeah, so for
Just
your it should be on your weapon. You should just be able to click where it has your attack bonus.
Okay.
And it should
Attack
do the roll.
bonus hit DC +6. So is that 1d20 +6?
It would be, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna do that right quick.
Okay.
Roll
Yeah, so I don't have D&D Beyond right in front of me, but
6. And
14. No, that'll hit actually. These guys, their AC is not great.
oh dear.
Yeah, so you roll your damage for your longsword, which
All right. So that's 2d6 +3.
Nice. Nice. That's on the blue one. So that's 9 total. He did 9 again. Did not like that. That brings him down to that. Okay, cool.
Darcie, did you take the great weapon fighting style?
Yes.
Okay, so if you did, then you re-roll the one, and you can
Oh, nice.
roll that die again.
Oh, sweet. All right.
The
Do
second
it.
one. Yeah.
So should I just re-roll the
Just
whole
one
thing?
die.
Yeah, just do
1d6,
1d6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll 1d6. Oh my gosh!
Do you get to
Come
keep
on.
re-rolling the one or no?
I don't remember. It may be that you keep re-rolling them, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. I'm going to say you keep it, and then just for the sake of moving this along.
Yeah.
But that's still a good strike. However, it does wake him up from the hypnotic pattern, so he kind of blinks awake, looks down at this sudden cut in his chest, looks up at you, and suddenly realizes what's going on. Which brings it to my cultist's turn, actually. So 2 of them are now convinced that the real Scrimlock is the bad Scrimlock, which is just great. So he is going... Okay, so this one... So he didn't hear that because he was in the hypnotic pattern. So the green one is going to... You see one cultist is going to start moving towards Scrimlock, and I hate the fact that I have to do this. Because what would they do? I know what they would do. He's going to try to hold person on his boss, which is just incredible.
Oh,
so
awesome. And he has -1 to his saving throw.
And he has -1 to his saving throw. This is brutal because all I need is for Scrimlock to have one more turn, but I got to do this fairly. So, okay. Thankfully, Scrimlock makes his wisdom save. So the hold person doesn't work. However, this guy is going to... So the cultist that had been fighting with Tony is going to circle around Tony now and go after Scrimlock. And what makes the most sense for him to do? He's got the... All right, this one has the spiritual weapon. Okay, so the one that had the spiritual weapon up is going to drag it... I think I can move enough to drag it over here so it's right next to Scrimlock. And then I'm just doing inflict wounds on Scrimlock, which is, again, is just perfect. And is going to hit his boss and deal... Okay. Deals just a little bit of damage to him. So Tony would use, and Manny would use from your perspective, as he places his hand against Scrimlock's shoulder, and like this necrotic energy courses from his kind of feathery fingers into Scrimlock's shoulder and seems to sap some of his strength away. I do not like that at all. That would be my cultists, which brings me to Scrimlock himself, and I'm trying to decide what he would do. He is so fucked. He's just an old man. How ballsy is he feeling? I feel like he's hardly done anything. Okay. Okay, he's going to try it. He is going to... because he can still cast spells. He reaches into his robes, pulls out this small glass crystal, and he is going, and he holds it out, and can't quite. What is it? It's a 30-foot. It's a 60-foot cone. So he is. I think he can get everybody in that.
Probably.
Yep. So he holds it out. So I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
So this is so you roll a d20 and add your Constitution save. So Premee, yours is going to be a +6.
Oh, Manny.
Jesus, dude.
Whoa.
You are at point blank range. I suppose it kind of makes sense.
That's true. Okay, so and the DC is beautiful. So the only one of you that passes it is Nariah. Actually, the cultist needs to do it. The one cultist needs to do it as well.
This poor bastard. He's not going to make it.
He also fails. So you are going to take.
You just erased that guy right now.
Right? Yeah. He's toxical.
He's not going to make it.
No, I feel so bad for him. Kind of. Let's see.
He was sleeping up until now.
I know. He just wakes up and the whole world has changed. Let's see, so that's 8. Let's see here, 8, 11, 16. This could be better. Let's see here, 16, 20, 27. So you all take 29 points
Oh boy!
of cold damage as this cone of cold goes blasting out towards you.
And that's the full amount, so I take half.
Yeah. So John, you take half. So everyone else, what did I say? 29.
29, yeah.
So your HP goes down by that.
I made my concentration check.
Okay, good. And
I mean, it's only one guy at this point, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm gonna say that's his action. Because Tony, you're only holding on to him by one hand. Just make me a strength check. So roll a d20 and add just your strength bonus, which is +3. Okay, I'm going to say that's not enough. He manages to wriggle out of your grasp as you're hit by this blast of cold. And he is going to try to get away, which both of you are going to get an attack of opportunity, which again is going to suck large. But he's going to try it anyway because he is not in a good spot. So Manny, you get an attack of opportunity. Premee, you get, Tony, you get an attack of opportunity, which basically means you can roll one of your attacks against him, whether you want to do the Warhammer or your tusks or what have you.
Well, at this point, I'm annoyed. So maybe he's going to get the Warhammer.
Okay, do it. So it's still +6 to your d20, and then I'll let you know if you hit. Manny, you can make an attack of opportunity as well.
Yeah.
So that is not enough for Tony, unfortunately.
Versus.
Oh wait, maybe it is. Hold on, +6. No, that is enough. My apologies.
Oh,
because he has not done anything to his armor class yet. Because he's a mage. And that is actually that's your total. Yeah, so Manny, unfortunately, you missed with the Warhammer. You catch wind. But Tony, if you can roll me your damage, which would be for the Warhammer is 1d10 plus some stuff. Nice. Okay. So that is 8 damage against him, +2 for the raging, so that's 10 in total. He did not like that either. But there's nowhere for him to go. So he is going to go to here, and go to here. He is looking pretty trapped. And he shouts out at all as he backs up. He shouts, You have this all wrong. I was trying to do good. We need the secrets out of this this sword. It's for the common good. Just leave me alone. Tony, it is your turn.
Say some version of that, honestly.
They always do. So Tony, it is your turn. I know, and we're getting close to what I said would be our hard stuff.
Oh yeah. I noticed something on my sheet that said Spirit Shield. When raging and someone within 30 feet takes damage, use your reaction to reduce that damage by 2d6.
Oh yeah.
Can I? Should I have used that before, or can I use that now?
Who's taking damage?
Oh wait, did you say it uses your reaction?
Use your reaction to.
Well, yeah.
Damage.
So if you took the attack of opportunity, I guess you wouldn't have been able to get the attack of opportunity if you had used that. But it might be worthwhile. I mean.
Yeah. So good. Like after your turn, then it may come up.
Okay. And does anyone need either of the 2 healing potions that I have in my pajama pocket?
I might need one. I'm down to 18.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
damn.
Just
Yeah.
chuck it across the room.
Can I just like chuck it across the room?
Sure, just make me a quick athletics check. So
About
1d20.
20?
Yep.
1d20?
Oh.
No, so I'm just gonna roll randomly.
Tragic. Tragic.
Maybe I catch it instead.
Maybe.
You can also,
That'd be
you
nice.
can also heal people.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's true. Yeah, you do a cleric who hopefully be able to do that. So that is, it's a 4. So it instead of going towards Pan,
Yeah.
it bounces. It kind of goes over Manny's head, and skitters to a stop about here on the map.
Ah! Okay.
It's a good try.
Well, I'm ticked off now, and I don't think the wizard actually is acting in good faith because every horrible cult that says it's trying to do good talks like this. So now I've got trust issues. So can I just go after the wizard
You
again?
absolutely can go after the wizard.
Because I'm going after the wizard again. I can't believe he's got away from me. What do I have to roll or do for that? And can I hit him with my warhammer? Because I'm just irritated.
You can totally hit him with your warhammer.
Good, I'm going to then.
Yeah, so roll your d20.
Roll.
And it's a +6
1d20.
again. And it's at advantage because of the rage, right?
Well,
Oh,
if,
yeah,
she,
and
if
plus-
she attacks recklessly, yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. So
Oh,
if you
yeah.
attack recklessly, which you don't have to,
You should, though.
I'm attacking recklessly. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't I?
do it.
She's going hog
Yeah.
wild.
Might as
I'm
well
going
go on
hog
hog wild.
Hog wild.
So I see a 6. Is that your first roll or your second roll?
That was my. Good question. First roll?
Okay, so give me one more.
Okay.
That's much better. Okay, so that's gonna hit. I shouldn't be celebrating this. So roll me the damage on that. So that's a d10.
Okay.
Oh my god. So that's 9 plus another 5 on top of that is, I can do that math, 14. Okay. Make me a second attack, so roll a d20 again. And again at advantage. Not that it matters because you just rolled a 19, but just in case.
Might roll a natural 20.
Might roll a natural 20, so give me one more.
One more.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey!
How
That wizard is SOL.
what?
All right. Roll me a
Make
d10
that
once
Grimlock.
again, please.
Oh.
Okay, so that's nice. That's 18. Jesus. So in
Is that good?
that's pretty good. So in common D&D parlance, the question is, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Meaning, how would you like to finish him off? Either violently or non-violently is entirely up to you.
Well, I feel like since I am in a rage, maybe everyone can look away while I just do this violently. Look away, everybody. Just look away. I'm gonna turn this wizard to pate.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
I don't get to eat enough fancy food on the road. Oh god, I killed Brandon again. Sorry.
Okay, so where there was once an elderly cult leader,
Yeah.
there is now...
Aha! You admit he's a cult leader.
I don't know what you're talking about. There is now
Now
a
there is
cult
just
Later.
there is just a stained set of robes that I plan on selling in the next town.
pretty much, yeah.
Terrible.
Awful.
It's kind of a pity that he didn't answer my question when I asked it. Like
He should have just answered, but he tried to fight
he should
you
have
off,
really just
and it
answered,
went
and then I wouldn't have
horribly.
turned him into
Good for other
Liverwurst.
people to question. It's fine.
That's true. We're unfortunately coming up on 10:30. So I'm gonna, if it's okay with you folks, I'm gonna, you've got these cultists handled, I think. You okay if I epilogue this out a little bit?
Sure. Can I do one thing real quick?
Sure.
Since my turn was
Yeah.
next. So I was just gonna go up to Pan and just like pop a healing potion in her mouth and like just like make her drink that, and then also slap her on the shoulder and give her a healing word at 3rd level, and so
Nice.
just get her all like
Well, thank you.
just heal her
Beautiful.
up like full like medical what do you call it, EMT,
I think
and then
like
also
while you're doing that, she's just going to be like staring in horror at the pig annihilating the old man.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And then I also want to say to the cultists, good job capturing that old fake. And now I've come to realize that our ways are incorrect. We should stop doing what we're doing. This is clearly a perversion of arcane magics. And you should lay down your weapons, return to your homes, never speak of this again to anyone.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
All right.
Holy gods.
Friggin'
amazing.
I mean, I can't roll less than an 18 as an eloquence bard, so
That's
it was
true.
kind of predictable.
This is why Uriah is our spokesperson.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy crap. So, so they, believing that you are the imposter is dead and you are the real Scrimlock, they kind of, they wake the one up from the hypnotic pattern, and the others are like, they're a little confused at first, but they're like, well, I mean, if that, like, we did almost just get killed. Maybe we should, this has gone a little bit far. Like, I just came here to study. I was hoping to get, some notes on my doctoral thesis. I maybe we'll just, like, we're just going to call this. And so you managed to solve the, subdue the rest of this without any more fighting. Anything else that anyone would like to do while we're down here before I epilogue this out? Especially either Pan or Manny, since you were next in the initiative.
Pan's just gonna go over there and see if there's any life left in this pile of mush.
I mean, he could. It's sure enough. He could be revived if you have that magic.
I don't have no magic. Seeing as he's dead, like, I think she's just gonna like look up at Tony and just like shake her head. I mean, they killed a guy, but they saved the bees, I hope.
The good of the many versus the good of the one. There's so many bees. Oh, Pan, I know you're shaking your head at me. Yeah, we've had this conversation.
Don't tell the children.
Yeah, poor children upstairs. Manny, any last things you want to do down here before I epilogue it out?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, cool. So long story short, having discovered what Scrimlock was up to, the cultists in kind of leaving you, you managed to get enough information out of them that basically Scrimlock was studying the Guardian to try to steal as much arcane knowledge from it by understanding the runes and maybe understanding where it came from, basically for his own benefit, being a low, surprisingly powerful, but not as powerful as he wanted to be, kind of low-key wizard. So he was trying to get as much as he can, even if it killed the town, even because he didn't care. In messing with the Guardian, had done something to anger whatever force brought it here. So, the cultists disappear into the night. You report back to Willem or Greta, or both, and get your payment. So you get 75 gold apiece. For in thanks for figuring out what was happening with the Guardian, and then as time goes by, if you decide to check back on what's going on in the town, the first thing is the bees do come back rather quickly. And then that weird radius effect around the Guardian does gradually start to shrink. Because no one is messing with it anymore, and so whatever Belady curse, whatever you want to call it, has been affecting it, gradually starts to shrink back. And so your hope and the village's hope is that over time it'll disappear entirely, and the Guardian will be back to its protective, benevolent aura, wherever that happened to come from. And that is that. So yeah, thanks, folks. Sorry we had to put a pin in that, but for us East Coast folks, it's getting a little late.
Sure.
You did it.
But you did it. You figured it out and killed an old bird.
We're sort of heroes.
I'd say you're heroes.
We're troubleshooters.
We're anti-heroes?
Maybe anti-heroes.
We're troubleshooters. We
Yeah.
saw some trouble, and we...
Manny's blowing that gold piece on ridiculous top shelf liquor. I like that.
So we found it. Yeah.
Damn right you
You're
are.
right.
Are you satisfied that it turned into be cultists? I can't believe you fucking called that.
Yes!
Come on,
That's the
man.
best ending.
Yeah, Manny's been around the block.
That's fair.
Yeah.
If it's folk horror and it's bees, there's always
Yeah,
a cult.
bees.
That's always called. That's a guy.
Thinking of
There's always
Nicolas
a cult.
Cage.
Yeah, the bees are
With, like
a bit of a
bees
giveaway.
around
Not
his
the
face.
bees!
Not the bee. That's a good point. Holy
Not the
crap.
I didn't actually mean to dress like a bee either. That just
Oh yeah, that's true.
I thought those was your prison outfit.
Evan is eventually going to let me out of the brig. I just have to persuade him. I have a parole hearing in a couple
Yeah,
of
no,
weeks.
that got canceled, Premee. I don't know that.
Did it get canceled?
Yeah,
God, I
sorry.
didn't get an email.
I kept meaning to do it.
I think he's reading my communications.
Probably.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anyway, this is fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Banding around on this little adventure.
was
And I hope the
fun.
chat enjoyed it. Hello, chat.
Yeah.
Out there in the interrupts.
Okay.
So before we wrap, since you folks are here, can you tell folks again where your most recent work is, where folks can find you if they want to check out your work? I will go in reverse order from how I had you introduce yourselves, which I believe means I start with Darcie. So wherever folks can find you.
So, let's see. I cut down social media like way before the whole Twitter thing.
Very smart.
But I am fairly active on Instagram at Dr. Little Badger. I just posted a cosplay of me being Sarah from Dragon Age to anyone's.
Oh, I gotta go scope that. You post phenomenal shots of no, seriously, of clothing and stuff. I love seeing that when I'm on there.
It's hilarious. I posted a video of me in big shoes. It's got like 5 million views. I was like, oh, I'm a celebrity. Of course, like that doesn't translate to followers, but my last book, is Snake Pulsed Earth. But I'm actually supposed to have a third draft in this year, which gives me like half a month left. So hopefully there'll be more. And I'm in a whole bunch of anthologies that are going to be coming out over the next year. So just keep an eye out for that. Got to write a mermaid story finally. Yes, and as always, I just wanted to thank the Bag of Giving and everyone for letting me take part in this wonderful game and other games. These are some of the funnest things that I do in my life, so I do
Nice.
appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome. No, it's lovely to have you. Curtis.
Okay. First of all, I want to shout out my character art is by Cindy Avellino,
Oh, yeah.
artist in Brazil. You can check out her work at cindyworks.com.
CindyWorks.com.
All
Also,
that great stuff. I think she's also on Instagram. I am online. My website is curtiscchen.com. It is actual art by a human. I know, shocking. As I mentioned, I'm going to have a story in Year's Best Fantasy, which is very, very flattering. And you can listen to Echo Park wherever you find podcasts. That was a collaborative fiction story. It's a near-future crime thriller involving clones, and I wrote that with Realm and with a great team of other writers, Jen Reese, Sloan Long, Monty Lin, and Millie Ho. So that was a lot of fun, and it was fun to be able to listen to it after we had done all the writing and to hear a lot of it really come to life that way with a narrator. And Harry Shum Jr. Great. And this was tons of fun. Thanks again to Bag of Giving, and thanks to Brandon for running this and for inviting me.
Yeah. No, my pleasure, dude. That's funny because when I saw that Millie was on the team for that, Millie's one of our CanCon people doing programming for us, which is pretty cool. And I'm blanking on what was the first collaborative story that you had on Realm years ago. The
Ninth Step.
Ninth Step. That's it. Yeah, I read the first season of that. And it was absolutely fabulous, dude.
So there are 2 seasons of that, Ninth Step Murders, and then I also did a season of Machina, and then Echo Park is this newest one.
Right, yeah. I was blanking on the title. Yeah, no, fabulous. Highly recommend it. Folks, go check that out as well. John?
Well, I always want to say thanks to Bag of Giving and Brandon for running and for inviting me to join in this, and thanks to everybody in the game here. You all were wonderful. I had so much fun. You should invite me to come back again soon because this was awesome. But I'm at johnjosephadams.com, Lightspeed's at lightspeedmagazine.com. I also have been doing some tabletop role-playing game stuff recently. I edited a couple of adventures for Kobold Press, and I did some work for Mighty Cook Games, and so if you look at my website, you can see what I've been doing there. But I also have started doing some a little bit of toe dipping into DM's Guild, where I released 2 subclasses, a monk subclass and a barbarian subclass. Yeah, that's what I do. And then also one of my other new recent books is called Lost Worlds and Mythological Kingdoms, if I can get it to believe
it's there somewhere.
I know that one.
Anyway, you can kind of see it. But it kind of went under the radar largely, I think, just because it's like a smaller publisher, so a lot of people haven't heard of it. But I think if you like D&D, you might dig it. Oh, there you go. She has one that isn't
nice.
blurred.
Worlds.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna scope that out.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. And what is it? You're gonna do a talking animal anthology? We decided earlier. Is that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have to now.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, actually, I realized afterward this, like, oh, we should have thought of Micah Dean Hicks for this because he the book that I published of his under my imprint was it had a bunch of pig people in it, and then he actually has another novel that I know he's shopping that or I don't know if he's shopping it yet, but he's writing it that is like a Humblewood story basically. So yeah, and he loves D&D. So
awesome, I love that.
So yeah, you gotta put him on your list.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I will absolutely. And then Premee, last but certainly not least.
Yeah. Oh my God, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope people donated lots this time. I was looking at the chat, and it's hard to tell, but yeah, I can be found still on Twitter at Premeesaurus, and also on Instagram at Premeesaurus, and on my website at premeemohamed.com. The next book I have out is this, which is my first short story collection from Undertow Publications called No One Will Come Back for Us, and other stories. And I was just looking at this to make sure that the story got in. I actually do have a story that is folk horror and has bees, and it's called The Honeymakers.
Nice.
So pick this up if you want any knowledge about a horrible bee god. And I will also be in a Jonathan Strahan anthology called The Book of Witches next year, and Jennifer Brozek's 99 Fleeting Fantasy.
I'm in 99 Fleeting Fantasy.
There you go. My story is called The Looking Glass Bride, and I'll be in that. And I also have a story in Marie O'Regan's Peter Pan anthology called The Other Side of Never.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. So there are going to be some short stories out for me next year.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's sweet.
Darcie,
Dude,
which one did you say you're in, Darcie?
No, I'm in the Book of Witches as well. I didn't know that you were in it.
That's awesome.
I don't know anybody that's in it because I was supposed to look at the last proof, and then I didn't look at the proof, and then I got the email saying I assume everything's fine. I was like, probably, because I didn't have time to look.
I just jumped to my story, but now it occurs to me I can literally read the other stories. Like it's not like I have to be secretive.
I literally have a book due December 31st, so I should probably write that.
Yeah,
might be a good idea. Yeah.
But do we really have to?
But do we really have to?
Nah.
Do we? Yeah. No, I was
Yeah.
like seriously thinking, because like just doing this, I'm like, maybe I should get a Twitch and to force myself to do my deadlines, just stream whenever I'm writing and be like, other
Whoa.
people can watch me if you want. And I'll wear
Hmm.
my, I have so many like ridiculously fancy outfits that
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
have IRL friends, so
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
sees them?
But you said it.
Just my friends online.
There
But
we go.
yeah, good luck with your deadline, man. I'm here
Thanks,
with
bro.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy crap. Um, that made me tired just thinking about your deadline. Anyway, I'm sure you'll be fine. But yeah, so shout out to the chat. Thank you for joining us, and to the moderators in there for posting links to our Bag of Giving website and such, because Lord knows I wasn't doing it because I was busy DMing. But yeah, so please, if you're able to, if you have the means, if you can throw a donation at one of our Spotlight charities. We're still offering, if you pre-order Plant Girl game, which was our Season 2 premiere just a couple weeks back, support Sly Robot Games and friend of the stream, Dominique Dickey. Pre-order their game, which is fabulous. That'll give you entries into our giveaways as well. Giveaways are always open, so if you're watching this now or, I don't know, in 6 months, feel free to donation. If you don't have the means to donate, if you can signal boost us, that is also hugely appreciated, because it's hard to get spotted these days, especially social media being what it is. So yeah, and any support is appreciated. We've got a ton of cool prizes on there, including, I kid you not one, not two, but 3 hardcover copies of Humblewood itself, which were
nice.
generously donated by a couple of friends of mine at the publisher, and they're in there in like prize packs with a bunch of other stuff. So you throw $5 at one of our Spotlight charities, and you can win, like, I don't even know how much that's worth in terms of prizes. So yeah, any support there would be appreciated. But thanks for coming out, watching us on the stream. I once again am Brandon Crilly. I'm Ottawa-based author here in Ottawa. My debut fantasy novel is out now, Catalyst.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
gorgeous.
I know. Look at that freaking cover.
Yeah, looks nice.
Oh man, is that in bookstores?
It is. You can order it in bookstores. It's not. So you can get it Barnes and Noble and Indigo for my Canadian peeps and Amazon and stuff. And it's actually on sale right now for the next week.
I know what I'm getting after this stream.
Love it. Yeah, so that's that. And then I've got a games. My first games publication came out like a week after this, with Fat Goblin Games. What is it? Bestiarium Vocabulum, which is also on Drive-Thru RPG and stuff. So you go check that out as well. But yeah, thanks for coming out. We'll have our next game is next month. We're still working out the details, so keep an eye out for the announcement. Thanks for coming, and yeah, have a good rest of your day, night, wherever you are. Bye, folks.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna
Thanks,
stop streaming.
everyone.